I believe that is live. Let's see if anyone turns up. Big Man's live in the Big 25. I'm hoping this is live. I can't tell. Oh, hello, people. I'm hoping this is live. I can't tell. Oh, hello, people. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping this is live. I can't tell. Oh, hello, people. So I randomly decided to stream again. Oh, wow. Okay. Hello, everyone. I want to say everyone by name, but there's a lot of you. How is everyone today? It's Lupin. That's because I had it up in another tab. Sorry. How is everyone today? Good. Good to hear that, Toby. Good as well. Havoc, I love it every time when Weavy says hello, my friend. Well, hello, my friends. I'm good, thank you. So I've been planning on doing another stream since the first one because I just really enjoyed it, and I thought this was much more of a decent time considering this is much closer to when I usually upload. You're more likely to hear from me around now, so I was like, yeah, it makes sense. But in similar vein to the first one, I'm just streaming some Minecraft while talking about Ninjago. A bit of a different setting this time as well, though. Before, I played just a world I just happened to start. Whereas this time, I am on Shintaro Craft. It's a Ninjago-based server. Krusty used to play, if that's any reference to anyone. Do I post these live streams? Yes, I do. Yeah, this will be up afterwards, Everett. But yeah, I was like, well, I play a lot of Shintaro Craft, so I may as well show off what I'm doing when I'm not doing YouTube, basically. Minecraft and Ninjago, the perfect combination of my childhood. Real. No, this is a fantastic server. You can get it if you want. You can join it. If you want to join it, you can get it through Professor Plastic. He does have the link to it in most of his videos. I don't have the link. I am so sorry. But yeah, I play the server a fair bit. Like how much right now? Love you, vids. Thank you very much, Everett. But I thought we'd talk about Ninjago because, well, I like Ninjago. I had a very interesting debate about Ninjago last night, which I kind of want to get into, but we will see. Me and Professor Plastic again went back and forth on a topic of Ninjago for about 3 hours last night. But yeah, so I don't necessarily have a plan. Oh, well, flexing on you all, but I don't necessarily have a plan for today on the server. I just kind of vibe on here, just do kind of what comes to mind necessarily. But we'll see what happens. I can show you guys around the server if you like. There's a lot of really cool builds, a lot of Ninjago builds in particular. So I definitely want to show the server off a little bit, if anything. But we'll see how it goes. But I mean, as of now, we're currently in my base. I recently made a panda enclosure. Weavy might go. Hello, Mineclash. Yeah, I recently made a lovely panda enclosure. If you guys wonder why, sometimes, well, if you guys wonder what I do between uploads, it's this. got someone from the server here. Hello, Coolaso. How are you, my friend? We got someone, one of the most active players on the server here, Caitlin Bird. She was the proud owner of the brown panda here, now Muffin. We got Muffin, we got Winston, we got Cupcake Destroyer of Worlds, and this one's not named. But yeah, let's do that. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of this server, but I think the Ninjago builds in particular is what might interest a lot of people because there's some really skilled builders on this server, and I feel like I need to like give them the credit that they deserve because some of the things they've done is absolutely crazy. So I need to give them that courtesy. Hello, Brick. Pulling up my stream on the side. Theory: after the merge, ghosts have the ability to age, but only when they stay in the spectral lands. Maybe. I'm guessing that's based mostly off of Morrow, because he is like somewhat older looking. I kind of see your point, but I don't know how that would work logistically. I think that's kind of the thing. I think people slate the opening Dragon's Rising so much. Even the best moment where Sora sings fight is honestly the best moment. It's not better than the Weekend Whip, but it's still cool. Oh no, I really like We Rise. I think it's a really cool opening. I think it's got a lot of charm. I personally, I think my favorite version of We Rise is the season 3 one, where it becomes more distorted the closer they get to Thunderfang. I don't know if it beats the Weekend Whip, but I do definitely think it's really good. Because when I think of the Weekend Whip, I do think of my favorite ones, which is, you know, the Shintaro Whip and everything like that. You know, the Shintaro Whip on Shintaro Craft. Can you list the character traits of Lloyd from Season 2 after the age up to Season 7? The character traits of Lloyd? I mean, general, like, heroism, brave in the face of danger. Like he sometimes lacks confidence, but I don't think that's necessarily a downfall of him. May I ask why? The best whip is the Wicked Whip. Is the Wicked Whip? Which one's the Wicked Whip? I thought for a second it was Day of the Departed, but it's not. That's the Departed Whip. Season 3 We Rise intro gave me chills the first few times I heard it. No, I can agree with that. Yeah, the distorted feels really interesting. I want to glaze Sons of Garmadon. That's why. No, that's valid. That is very valid. The Lloyd traits. I think that's interesting. Like I said, I know generally speaking Lloyd, but I wouldn't be able to give you like an in-depth like kind of explanation on Lloyd's traits just off the top of my head. The Wicked Whip season 11. Okay, I can back that. I do really like the Wicked Whip in that case. It's the most like. It's a very upbeat whip, so I would agree with that 100%. But I don't know if it would be my favorite. I do really like the Shintaro whip. I don't know. Also, do you guys like my skin? Yeah, I got a style. Uh-oh. Wait for that. Wait. There should be a moment where all the original Ninja meet up and do the same pose that the prophecy of the Green Ninja showed all the way in season 1. Yes, but I think the whole Green Ninja prophecy is kind of past now. I don't know if they'd call it back, like, unless it was specifically for a callback. 10 out of 10 skin, thank you very much. And hello, Bear Boy. Hello, my friend. What episodes would you say are overhated? I personally think the episode Worse and Kaiju Protocol are. I understand the hate for Absolute Worst and Kaiju Protocol. I think they're very nothing episodes. I think the problem does come from the fact that they do come from a season that, generally speaking, is quite negative in its reception. I would honestly say, in terms of overhated, I think the season 2 filler episodes for me. I personally think that season, like season 2 in general, is, well, those episodes in particular are quite fun in nature. They feel like classic Ninjago for me, and I would say that's why I think they're a little overhated, because I can watch them and I can have a good time. I can agree. I like the season 2. Oh, we got interactions. We got Ismail here. Ismail in his cool armor, dressed up as Zane. Hello, Mars. Bear Boy, you didn't meet much. Oh, the roguelike. Oh, yeah. Right. I'm gonna show you guys. Right. I'm gonna show you guys this before anything else. I'm guessing they're both watching the stream, so it's fine. I mean, this is, well, as a whole, this is my base currently. It's nowhere near done. But I got, someone, I actually don't know who it is specifically. Someone just keeps bambooing my base. So Shintaro Craft has a claim system. So, like, all here, like, unless I give permission, like, no one can, like, break blocks or anything like that. And someone's gone out of their way to, like, completely outline all of, like, my barriers with bamboo. And I don't know who's done it. Season 5 is just peak all round. Yeah. I think, as much as I love Season 5, there are definitely seasons I prefer, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Hello, Zinaj. What's up, YouTube? Oh, wiry nose. We need a filler arc that's not the... I'm dying. We need a filler arc that's not the love triangle. I get that. So I'll show you this on the way. We have like a whole highway system. I mean, Professor Plastic's on here as well. The Kaiju Protocol is important for Wu's development and Traveler's Tea. Along with fixing the preeminent, absolute worst exists except the mechanic for next season, but the placement for them is bad. Yes, okay, yeah, I can agree with it for that reason. Setting up the mechanic is fair, and Wu's development, yeah, I can also understand that. But I just definitely feel like they're weak episodes in a weak season, which makes it just somewhat worse, just by proxy. And I think that's the problem with it, as it stands. But I get what you mean. Hot Take Season 4 is a very overrated season. Still good, but there's still so many seasons I prefer. I'd be inclined to agree with that as well. Because the one problem I do find is that as much as I enjoy Season 4, it might come from the fact that I've seen it more times than I can count. But I will say that there are a lot of reasons to like other seasons over Season 4 and also over Season 5. But that doesn't make it bad. I think you should make a dragon icon. I don't know. I mean, I've got the Sword of Sanctuary in my base. Hey, Kate. Hello. Is that a Wojira in the ocean? Oh, yes. So this is what I wanted to show. I wanted to show a couple things. Obviously, being Shintaro Craft, like everyone on here are fans of Ninjago. And because of it, there are a lot of Ninjago-based builds. So this is Wojira, made by Caitlin. This is a fantastic build. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Although I do slate her for the fact that she didn't do anything underneath. So, in reality, it's terrible. No. But no, this is a fantastic build. Like, she's absolutely smashed it with this. What's better, Season 2 or Season 3? I'm guessing you're meaning Dragon's Rising. I'll do it for both. I mean, in the original series, Season 2 or Season 3, Season 2. In Dragon's Rising, probably, again, also Season 2. Because I think they're both just stronger. Even though I'm coming more around to Season 3. I was quite neutral on it, but I feel like I'm definitely coming much more around to the season and overall. It's just me, or do Elemental Masters feel out of place in Season 4, at least their designs? I would say no. It's kind of to represent where they all came from, to an extent. But it feels like it shows their origins to an extent. Oh no. Guys, don't be worried. But no, I mean, I've shown this. I'll show you this. Someone referenced heads. So this server also seems to have a very interesting economy when it comes to heads. So this is a base, a really good base at that. And this is the room, the head room. This is most heads that have been on the server. And I mean, there I am. There's currently 3 Weeby heads in rotation. This is actually a fake. So this one's not as good. And also built by Bricks was here at one point. Do I think that old village will be like Jamonikai village? Which village are you referencing here? before watching Ninjago Season 3 OG, was very forgetful. Now I actually really enjoy it. I've come around a lot to Rebooted, personally. I do think there's a lot of good about it. By the way, this is the spawn. This is really good spawn. Hello, Cheesy. By the way, Cheesy, it is is Sora a bad friend video. I need to get to it, but I really like the idea. So, I already want to say great video. We got a monastery here. The Elemental Masters don't look like they belong in Ninjago, but in another show. I mean, Tox and Mr. Pale did come from Ultra Agents. I think most of them though do fit. I think most of them make sense in when it comes round to it. I think Ismail's just clocked that I'm streaming. Yeah, so we got portal gates. I want to show a couple of these because there's a lot of Ninjago-based builds. I want to like bank in on the fact that this is like a Ninjago server and got a lot of like really cool Ninjago things on it. Because, well, we get scope to for this, but if I remember correctly, this should be something you might all really like by here. Yes, we got a Destiny's Bounty. Does it not let me go through? Wait, I've been scammed. Right, Wiry. I'd say the billboard is very Ninjago themed. Which billboard? Right, I'll do this one. Where am I? Over here. I think the portal's broken. Yeah, I had a feeling. Which Dragon's Rising Season 3 set do you think is best? Right, there we go. In between part 1 and part 2, or like to a specific part? Do you guys like this bounty, by the way? I didn't build this bounty, may I add. Either part. I like Zane's Combiner mech. I think that's got some really cool stuff. The Thunderfang set as well is also really cool, and I don't think I can diss that whatsoever. Probably Thunderfang. Probably Thunderfang. Also, hello, Alox, I believe that's how I pronounce your name. Hot take, Jay should keep the ponytail. When he gets his memories back, I think it's debatable on whether or not he should, but I wouldn't be mad. But yeah, this is a recreation of the first bounty. I think it's got elements of the legacy bounty in it. The bounty isn't accurate. It's not destroyed. Yeah, it's real, to be fair. But no, as far as I'm aware, this is just the original bounty with like elements of the original of the legacy bounty in it. Jay should have gotten a bun instead of a ponytail. That's maybe. I don't know. That's actually really good. I don't know in that case. Ooh, that's actually. I'm actually. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I like the ponytail. If we get a piece of it, I would like it. But as far as we're aware, I don't know if we're gonna get that piece. I mean, that piece, as far as I'm aware, has been retired. Is there anything that I've built in this world? Ninjago themed or no? Non-Ninjago themed, yes. The thing is that this server has a lot of really skilled builders. I mean, you can see just kind of by the map in general. But we had a build. I recently hosted a build competition over here, and I built something over here. Do you like the Lego Dungeons and Dragons set? I haven't seen it. I know of it, but I can't say I've actually seen it. By the way, this is Woo's Tees. I need to bring you over to Woo's Tees. If I don't die. Jay should get a haircut. Again, I think for me it mostly comes down to the state of his memory. Has anyone attempted to build Mega Monster Amusement Park? Not as far as I'm aware, but I do think that would be really cool. This was a recent build. This is Woo's Tees. Oh. Oh, my game just crashed. Am I still live? Ooh, that's not good. I think I'm still live, but my game's crashed. Let me just reload. Guys, the stream's in shambles. Let me just get this back. Well, just talk. Well, what do you think about Jay's memories? I personally think he should not get him back. And I just got here. Well, hello, Ronald. I think, personally speaking, I think Jay should have a hybrid of his memories. I would be quite like let down basically if they just revert Jay back basically to his Wild Brain era. But also, I don't want him to go just completely without his memories at the exact same time. If that makes any sense. I just think when it comes to Jay's memories, I think he should have a tidy combination of the two. I don't think he should necessarily have his memories back, but also not. Oh, hello, Iron. Yeah, we got Woo's Tease. That is allowed. Yeah, dragons for you. My bad, guys. Yeah, this was made by... I don't know what name he goes by. I just call him Aaron. This was made by someone else on the server by the name of Aaron. Really, really good build. This like came up near enough overnight. Woo's Tease. What a steeper wisdom. Wow, okay. But no, this is a fantastic build. I love this build so much. The Overlord is the Ender Dragon. Real, he does keep coming back. I can't remember, but I think Jay gets his memories back in Season 4. Well, the thing with Jay is that we know that he's currently on... Like, they refer to him as, like, he's on, like, Act 2 of his story. So if Season 4 is the beginning of Act 3... It could potentially have his memory... Like, I could see them... I could see them going about giving Jay his memories back in Season 4 and then having Jay just as Jay in Season 5. So it would, I think that would be an interesting way. And technically, Harumi revived him with a crystal. Well, but he's never dead. Like, he goes into like a dormant state. I think that's the whole bit. And then crystal perchance. I'm really hoping they don't make Jay's goodness and memories come back at once. If they do come back at all, I hope he is healed by being around the ninja. Again, I can agree with that. I think it would be really cool if Jay, like if Jay has to, like, battle with it. Like, there needs to be a consequence to the fact that Jay shattered his goodness. I do think that kind of goes without saying. But I do think he still needs his memories back at the same time. You could have a version of Jay that has his memories, but also has to deal with the fact that he shattered his goodness. I do think that would be a great idea. I'm trying to think of the next build to show you all. Well, do you guys want to see the build competition? Like I said, I hosted a build competition relatively recently, and these are all the results. There's some fantastic builds over here. I think Raz's master is trapped in the Blood Moon. The only thing that would be concerning about that is how would they bring him back in that scenario, because obviously you'd have to deal with the fact that blood moons are relatively uncommon. That would be my only worry. Build competition, yes. Okay, yeah, let's go to the build competition. So, like I said, I hosted an event relatively recently. The judge was Plastic. He did judge. He didn't, give me a win, so that's a shame. But it's a fantastic... Oh, there we go. Aaron Gingerman. I don't know where I am actually in context of the highway here. I think I'm... Raz could reverse the merge, which could summon the Blood Moon. Maybe, but I don't know if they're gonna go back into the whole thing of the Blood Moon. I feel like it's kind of past now. I don't know, I feel like if they brought him back by that, it would just be a way to retread, essentially. And I don't know if, well, Ninjago does retread, but, yeah. Right. So this is the build then. I'm kind of scared of the Administrator or Raz's Master will be one of those tiny animals in the world. There's some weird funny moment with Sora screaming what? I don't think they would because of how they've built it up, but I do think I'm scared generally that one well, we know that the Administrator is not really gonna be covered in the show. And that's kind of just been my main fear, it's just that we don't get an answer. Because, you know, the Administrator, for example, which we know is not going to get too much. So I would just be worried they're going to do the same for Raz's Master, essentially. Weavy, you haven't done a what if in 1 month if you count the Tournament of Sources video. 2 months if you count just the ones with what if in the title. Why is the game so much louder? Oh, sorry. There you go. What if? Funnily enough, Saturn, I do actually have a what if coming up. I kind of like stopped doing it for a moment to cover a bunch of part 2 stuff, but there is another what if coming. I promise. It's not gone by the wayside. Let's see. If you had to sacrifice one of the ninja, who would it be? Just if I had to get rid of them from the show. I hate to say it, as it stands, Zane. I think at the minute, as much as I love Zane, I think his character is like, you could take Zane out and make it lose the consequences of it. I love fearing there's a creeper behind. I'm not turning it up. Is the audio levels fine now? Yeah, just out of curiosity. I don't stream enough, in case you haven't noticed. Right. In the end, the merge probably won't be reversed, but I'm sure. But I'm not sure how they will get rid of Raz. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if, like I said, I don't think the merge would ever be reversed. But I think it would definitely be a case of Raz would be like banished in some way, or they just like Raz Raz essentially dies just on his own mission. Like there's a lot of things they could do, 100%. I think the Administrator is a leftover bit of the Overlord that evolved into the Administrator. Again, I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think they're too afraid to touch the Overlord now since crystallized. So I wouldn't be shocked if they just don't really do that. I just don't know if they want to run the risk over anything of just bringing him back, because otherwise you could look at a situation where they just don't have like too much positive feedback, if anything. I just realized there's like 30 people in here. Hello everyone. Hello Pal, by the way. My theory is that Raz's Master is all of the Ninjago villains. As in, every villain, like, crammed into one. Hello, Midnight. The essence of evil dying and becoming god of the DMV. Why are you good? Do I need to do, like, a wellness check on you? Raz's Master is Weavy. Wake up, guys. Real. That is real. But I'll to show you quickly, just to do the build. Like I said, build competition. It was really good. It was like a really fun week. For example, we got Kate's windmill here. I'm gonna be a little more brief on these because there's a bunch. Kate's windmill, very nice. I stole a bunch of her wheat. This is her finding out. Just gonna do that again. This was mine. This was my build. This was my. What did I get? Oh, I didn't get a score. This was my tavern. Very good vibes. My little mini weavies here as well. You stole my wheat? Yes, I did, because I needed wheat. Oh, I needed seeds. Let's see. Without Zane, there's no season 4, 5, or 6, meaning they extend the love triangle unless someone else dies within the Overlord like Kai. They said it should have been me in season 4. Yes, I think. Okay, if it was to get rid of a ninja, from like the show's beginning onwards, like Ninjago. What if Zane didn't exist? But the thing is that it's definitely a case of Zane's need for Ninjago. Yeah, 100%. But like if this was like if we never saw Zane ever again, I don't know if I'd be overly concerned. Well, no, I would be, but it's like all the other ninja have more going on. I'm 99% sure Raz's master is the source only. Yeah, but I like the source only idea, but it's not really confirmed. That's the problem. Oh, hey, Plastic. Here's the deal. I've just left Primark. I've traveled for 40 minutes to get to this shop to return a friend's jeans, and they denied me because I didn't have the card a damn day. Well, you didn't bring the card. That's the problem. Wrong in our debates, wrong with your jeans. It's a shame. They low-key ruined Zane. Kind of, but they could bring him back. If the Overlord is the administrator, if the Overlord's the administrator, I will turn to dust and crumble away. Real. Imagine he finds the lost. A lot of people just typed at once. Build my void. I don't know if I could build the void, but I think someone would. Also, buy Yodge X3. Sorry, I butchered it. The friend is halfway across the world. How can I get the card? But why'd you have his jeans? That's my counter to that. Why'd you have the jeans? I have some problems with the concept of the source only, as in it's source and it is imagined most of the time. Yeah, but I think they could be expanded on. Well done, you didn't butcher it. I'll take that, boys. Let's go. Cold take. Season 10 needs more episodes. If it didn't want to tell a small story, it just needed 3 or 4 more episodes to cover that. Yes, but also I really like season 10. They shouldn't have brought Zane back if they planned on doing nothing with him. As in Dragon's Rising. Because they do kind of do stuff with Zane. It's mainly season 3 where he kind of goes downhill for me. How do I have the jeans is irrelevant, but Primark will pay for denying me? No, but it is relevant. If you've got a friend across the world, why do you have his jeans? That's a relevant question. Plastic, we're gonna hate each other again, I promise you. Imagine if Zane stayed dead after season 3 and they only brought him back in season 6 as Echo Zane. I just don't know. Like, I mean, I did obviously a video recently about talking about death as a concept in Ninjago. And I think for the most part, I stand by that. I think bringing back Zane as Echo Zane would have not been as good, even though Zane's revival is not really good in general as well. Why didn't Cole go back with Nia and Sora after Dragon's Rise in season 1, episode 6? Because Wu was calling him to go elsewhere. Wu was like guiding him to go elsewhere. Is the Screaming Earth arc? Obviously, he was sent away for that reason, and obviously it gets solved in season 3. Whee! But I think that was a relatively decent way to take Cole back out the story at the very least. Yeah, Wu gave him a side quest. Do you think the Forbidden Five will come back? Unfortunately, it's been confirmed that the Forbidden Five's fate has not been sealed. That was a horrible day to be on Blue Sky. That was a really bad day to be on Blue Sky. Raz Masa is the source only of blood. Is that confirmed? Like, I don't. Yeah, but we don't know what the source only are necessarily. Wait, they are coming back. Their fate isn't sealed. Like that. That's what it is. Like their fate isn't like definitive. Basically, that's what we were told. And that's the thing that put me on. Put me on a very bad evening. I realize I'm not even showing these builds at this point. We got a castle from Mr. Lego Lover, who streamed him building this. May I add? It's literally that name on YouTube if you want to check him out. Pretty good. He does more Shintaro craft content than me. We got a church, pretty cool. We got a castle, which is also pretty cool. This is the main thing. I think Wiry's been waiting for me to show this off. Wiry cooked for this competition. You got Blecht, you got everyone here. Finished season 8 now. Wait, what? Only Drix did stuff, the rest just sucked. Yeah, I guess, but Noct is cool. I personally like the Forbidden 5, except for Zarked. Bro got beat by Pixel. They weren't the best, but I don't really know why everyone is just saying they were the worst ever. I think it's because Dragon's Rising has had some really cool villains so far, and the Forbidden 5 feels like the first official dud of the group. I think obviously, you had Imperium, which was a pretty cool villain. You had Raz, and then you had Blecht wasn't necessarily a villain, but he was quite cunning. Like you had like the Wolf Clan, for example. Like you had like a lot of really cool villains. I think it stems from the fact that the Forbidden 5 were the first duds. Wait, I gotta see the Dark Alley with shaders. Have you not seen it? I couldn't not play without shaders. Which alley do you want me to show off? And the wine cellar? Okay. What do you think about this? Instead of Zane getting damaged by the train in episode 4, Pixel's head is getting sliced from Noct, and we get an enraged Zane against Noct. I could see it, but I just don't think it would work. Wait, what happened to Cinder? He's locked up. He got since the Tournament of Sources, he just got locked up. Let's see. I love your theory on who the administrator, on the administration. Thank you. I really like that theory. I think the problem, when it comes to the administrator, is that there's so little information. But I think that almost plays in favor of it. It's a weird one. It is definitely a really weird one. Thoughts on Skybound? I'm rewatching right now, and the first half feels like a drunk fan fiction. My opinion on Skybound changed a lot. I go very much between Skybound being a solid season with its flaws to it being a season that I just don't necessarily care for. I think there's a lot of different things that go into Skybound that makes it quite debatable at best. Obviously, I've recently done a pilot's analysis, and the plan is to do an analysis for every single Ninjago season. The Skybound one is going to be one of the most difficult ones because it feels like there's so much to say about Skybound. Hello, Ali. Skybound is my personal favorite. I can fully see why it would be the favorite to someone, and then I could also see why someone wouldn't like it at all. It is extremely down the middle. I think it's either a season that you would love or you would hate. But I think at its core, if you want me to solidify any thoughts on it, I would say that it's a flawed season, and the quality on it is more debatable at best. Do you think there's a meth lab in Imperium? Probably. Dragon's Rising Season 4, Lloyd exploring his elements. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting more explanation on Lloyd's elemental power. I think it will be really nice to finally get more of an idea on what it truly is. And I think it will just be an overall net positive, essentially, when it comes to Lloyd as a character. You should rank all the seasons, all 19 seasons, Day of the Pardon, and the pilots. I want to. I think that will be a video I do around Christmas. A way to round off the year. I really hope the 5 come back. They have so much potential. Still, also, I love the designs, and I really like Noct. They have got potential. It's just whether or not they want to bank in on it. The problem that the 5 had is that they were always going to be sidelined for they were always going to be sidelined in favor of Thunderfang, and Thunderfang just came off underdeveloped as well. So I think it just came across as an overall net negative. Also, where's the Nexo Knight Franz at? Look at this. It was never finished. But look at this thing. We got Merlin 2.0. I think this is so good. Let's see. I love Nexo Knights. I can't lie. I like maybe have watched a couple of episodes, but I haven't done much with it. Let's see. What do you? Oh, the chat's going too quick for me now. How do streamers do this? Guys, just saying, thank you to everyone who's turned up. Like, honestly, it means the world that I just randomly streamed and you guys have like shown up to watch. I'm very grateful. Do you think Thunderfang is in the underworld instead of moving on? I don't know. The underworld is weird. I think it would be really weird. I think the underworld at its core is gonna be very weird now because of how it behaves. So I don't know. I think it's safe to say I would comfortably assume he's in the departed realm unless stated otherwise. I think that's the problem. Almost some of my stop motion. Big. Well done, Ninjago Gamer. Do we know who the loyalist is yet? Well, a lot of people think it's Rox. No outright confirmation on who the loyalist is. If it is Rox, expect a rant. I hope the loyalist is something else. Just put it that way. I don't want it to be Rox. But unfortunately, by the looks of it, it is. I really love your Lee video. Thank you very much. How do streamers do that easy? They just don't look at the chat. I couldn't. I don't know. When I like streaming like this, it's an opportunity to speak to you guys. You know, I don't want to just sit there basically and not talk to you all because it would be, at that point I may as well just post a video. I think the loyalist is Klaus. Isn't it like near enough impossible for it to be Klaus? Because of the Dark Island trilogy. Also, do you guys want a book on the a video on the Dark Island trilogy? I really want to talk about it, but I don't know if like it's something that people would care about. I don't know how I got there, but I had the theory that Ryu was Raz's master, but now I don't believe it anymore. I don't know. I don't think they would do that for Ryu. I don't know. I just don't think it would happen. A lot of people want a Dark Island trilogy video. Okay, I'll get cooking. I'll get cooking on that. Not gonna lie, after 2025's Ninjago content in terms of both show and sets, after rewatching the seasons, I think I just missed half of your point. Sorry, Midnight. Doc, when he says DR Season 3 revealed Klaus's fate, but it doesn't. Oh, did he actually say that? Oh. Hey, Weeby, I think Raz's master is the Arc Dragon of Strength. I don't know. I think the whole thing of Raz's master being Strength is kind of gone now for the most part. I don't think they can. When are the sets going to leak? I don't know. They leak typically early, if they do. But who knows? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'd like it if they were revealed officially. I am the loyalist. Bye, Catherine. Let's see. New camera and Weavy stream. Weekend couldn't get better. I'm glad I could help. Oh. Just L. Let's see. Opinion on Wu and Garmadon being Balance's avatar. I haven't heard that theory, I will say. I personally don't know if I would like that. I also don't know if it'd necessarily be possible, considering obviously the acolytes of the first Ninjitsu master over anything, and it doesn't seem to have like much on a link. So I don't know. I don't really believe that theory. I don't know if, like, for the most part, I try to make sure most of my theories are based in some sort of validity. Like, I try not to make a theory without the show backing it in some way, and that obviously there's no indication that that would be the case. You should do a stream where you just react to people's hot takes and theories across your older videos. It'd be interesting, but I think I love doing them as the videos because I think they're much more fun. I definitely also do try to get like as much as I can in the videos. A lot of the ones that don't make it are usually they're actually just kind of repeats. But a lot of people actually have the same takes. So it's difficult. It is difficult. But I wouldn't be against it. I could like gather some specifically for a stream if you wanted me to. Remind me, who's this loyalist that you speak of? In the sets, in the few leaks that we have had for next year, there has been reference to a minifigure called the Loyalist. But yeah. Let's see. Do you ship Cole and Geo? Yeah. Yeah, they're cute. Right. How many more realms left do we have that we don't know? I couldn't tell you how many off the top of my head, but as far as I'm aware, like maybe 2 to 3 more. I don't know. I think that's it. I think as long as the theory that the Kai, Jay, and Nia went to the Land of Monsters is true, I think the other 2 are definitely confirmed to be realms we haven't seen before, but that's about it. But we'll see. Let's see. I've seen people complain that Morrow and Lloyd never interacted. Personally, I expect majority of cameos will play out this way. Legacy characters meeting the new ones instead of the old cast. I agree. I don't want Morrow and Lloyd to interact because I don't think there's anything they need to say to each other that wouldn't just be a regurgitation of possession. I just don't think Lloyd and Morrow need to interact. I think the most, like when we got, in Day of the Departed, just the very bitter Lloyd acknowledgement of Morrow. Joe when he like raised his sword, and he's like, "Oh, Morrow!" Like, I think that's all we kind of need. I don't think we need an extended interaction between the two of them, and that's kind of it. Morrow shouldn't have returned in DR Season 3. I would agree to an extent. I like that he's there. I'm not mad that he's there. I think logistically, though, he shouldn't be there because I said this in my Ninjago Fails Death video. The problem with Morrow's return is that, in my opinion, it contradicts what we get when it does come to Morrow's demise. Like, Morrow dies knowing that he did wrong and he can't make up for the fact. He says that he can't be saved. But Dragon's Rising just shows him just helping people in honor of Wu. And I think it's kind of a contradiction to what we had before. Just where it's like, oh, well, Morrow never got to redeem himself, but now he does get to redeem himself. I just don't really know if that's something I'm fully okay with. But I don't mind. I just don't mind. Let's see. Hey, Weavy. The Source Dragon of Balance is dead, right? If Raz actually forged the Source icon of balance in the underworld, how and can he summon a dead Source Dragon? He can summon their spirit. Their forms. Like when we see Motion, for example, in Season 2, I don't necessarily think that was the physical incarnation of balance. Like like her body just doesn't show up out of thin air. I think the Source Dragons had physical forms, but because considering their sheer power level, like they're some of the strongest beings that we have in the show. I just think it's simply a case of they're able to summon a form. If that makes any sense. Welcome back, Kate. Could you make a video of you ranking and talking about how close different Lego Ninjago villains were succeeding in their evil plan. I could. That would be interesting. I think it would mainly come down to trying to figure out like how good they were, essentially. Because you'd have, for example, Chen got fairly close. Harumi, I would consider she succeeded. Like, her plan ultimately was to bring back Armadon. But then, like, you got on, like, the other hand, for example, like certain villains that don't really get past the door. But I would say all the villains, to an extent, are successful. That's actually an interesting one. I'll write that down. Let's see. Do you think his element of Lloyd will evolve or buffed after? Because Doc said keep watch on if he will heal, restore life. And will the Source Dragon tell Lloyd about his powers? I mean, similar in vein to what we get in the Wild Brain era. Where you get to see, like, Cole surrounded by his elements, Spinjitzu burst, Nia surrounded by her elements, she was able to merge with the sea. If the realm that Lloyd's in is, like, very much embedded in what makes his elemental power, I do think it stands to reason that Lloyd's powers would be able to evolve, or at least temporarily evolve. Because, like Cole, for example, can't do another Spinjitzu burst because he's no longer in the Shintaro Mountains. So it would be interesting to see maybe like a temporary feat, but it would be interesting to see. Realm of Christopher. Let's see. Do you think they should make a spin-off show about Jay? Cool in concept, but I don't necessarily know what they would do that's just not straight up. That's just not like, oh, here's Jay just like grabbing something from somewhere. So I don't know like the longevity or something like that. The Office, but it's Jay's post-merge. Let's see. Is Lloyd going to revive Wu? Potentially. I don't know. I don't think it would be the case. Who do you think's on the box for season 4, part 1? I have a crackpot theory. It's going to be Cole. I have a theory. It's going to be Cole. I think is a good chance it's going to be him. If not Cole, it'll be Lloyd. But we'll see. We'll see. It could be any of them, really. Let's see. Could you do a video on your favorite Ninjago ninja vehicles? I could do. I think there's definitely some good ones and some bad ones. I think it would be very interesting to see like what I would think. I haven't really put much thought into like favorite and least favorites, but I wouldn't be against it. 100%. Frack was underutilized in season 3, 100%. The problem with Frack is he had a decent bit in season 2, part 2, and then he kind of just gets sidelined in season 3. It's like they had an idea for him, and then they just don't do much more. And I think that's the downside. Do you guys like all my armor, by the way? Cole and Wildfire would be my picks for the box art ninja. I don't think it'd be Wildfire. That's my only thing. Weavy, when you were younger, did you ever think Jay had super speed? I mean, the pilots imply he does. Like, the pilots straight up imply that he does. Because he's able to keep up with the Skull vehicles. And they're trying to go at, like, a ludicrous speed to be able to go to the underworld. So I would say he did, and they got rid of it. Let's see. Do you think cheese is better than bacon, or is bacon better than cheese? Now, we got the real questions here. I would say bacon, yeah. What do you think of the Aaron and Lloyd in the Netherrealm theory? I don't particularly like it because I think it would completely get rid of what made the Netherrealm unique. I think it has to be a different realm, just based on the vibe alone. Like a more jungle-themed realm or something like that. Just something that like Lloyd can really feel in his elements. And I don't think the Nether realm exactly does that. That realm is more for like Zane and Nia, if anything. Do you think they'd explore Lloyd's power since Lloyd Elements is losing connection? How he'd get evolved in Spinjitzu burst area if his elements get weaker? I think the ninja's powers on the Fritz arc will be obviously a point of the season, but I don't think it'll be a prevalent point of the season. I don't think it will be something that will completely dictate what the ninja do. And because we have got confirmation that Lloyd's power will be explored, it's also basically confirmed that it's also basically confirmed that obviously he will end up getting some sort of like power thing going on. Guys, Caitlin's bullying me. Let's see. I haven't seen your administrator video. Who do you think it is? I think the administrator is no one. I think the administrator doesn't exist. I think it doesn't make sense for the administrator to exist considering the rules of the administration. And considering how Jay abuses the administration how he does. I think it makes no sense for it to be. And like there's so many, like, I would honestly recommend just watching the video because I make a lot of good points about it. But for example, I'll say like, rules are literally made up as they go along and the administration just simply goes with it. And you can actively see Jay do that during season 3 of Dragon's Rising. Let's see. The Nether realm is the furthest realm. Why wouldn't Raz send the most important ninja there? Well, the Nether realm was the furthest realm. Like, it was, like, the furthest out before the realms merged. But there's no outright confirmation that the Nether realm becomes the furthest out realm in the merged lands. Because the merge is just kind of, like, taking every realm and just kind of put it in a blender. So I think it's not safe to assume that the Nether realm is still the furthest out. Season 1 through 7 or versus Dragon's Rising? I don't want to answer that until we get like a fully completed like Dragon's Rising like lineup. I really like the story of Dragon's Rising overall. But I think comparing the two is too difficult. I think they both serve very different purposes. So I don't know. It's difficult to compare. It's definitely difficult to compare for me. Let's see. Dragon's Rising all the way. Fair. I've seen some theories about the Oni return, and they were heavily mentioned in Season 3. I don't think giving Lloyd the purple eyes was a coincidence. Plus, someone said the Season 10 theme was used. I think the Oni are going to return in some shape or form. I don't think they would ever be the main villain again, but I think the Oni are being implied. I do actually have a video on the Oni coming up. Fun fact. I'm going to start editing my stop motion. Have fun, Ninjago Gamer. If you could pick any elemental power for yourself, which one and why? Is it cheating just to say golden power? Can I say golden power to kind of min-max that answer? Season 1 through 7 and Dragon's Rising are very different, so it's hard to compare them. 100%. It is very difficult. I think comparing them is difficult. Again, funnily enough, I have something coming up. There may or may not be a bonus upload soon regarding that. Ooh. What if Lloyd and Aaron are in the wilderness? As in Shima? Like in the wilderness, you mean? Like as in like where people think Shima is. I again, not mad. But I just don't think they'd ever actually bring back Shima. Let's see. Where were the Dragonians in Hunted? And where were the White Dragon Hunters in Season 3? They kind of imply that they're in different places. The realm of the Oni and the Dragon is fairly big. I just think we just happen to have seen the section of the realm of the Oni and the Dragon where the Hunters are specifically. Also, considering that the Dragonians are obviously like dragon-type beings, it would make sense that they would hide away from the Dragon Hunters. Let's see. Season 1 through 7 was more inspirational, while Dragon's Rising so far has been a better story. I would agree on the basis that it's more connected. Hello, guys. DR should have 7 seasons instead of 5. I mean, it's not confirmed that there's going to be 5 seasons. There's been a leak that implies 7 seasons. 5, sorry. But nothing confirmed. I have a theory that Raz's master created the wolf mask, gong, and mallets and gave it to the Forbidden Five, but the Forbidden Five betrayed him. Not a bad theory. I mean, it has been like passively confirmed that Ninjago, the Forbidden Five's like Raz's intentions with the Forbidden Five has not actually been fully revealed. So there's a good chance that it is something to do with that when it comes down to it. Who's my favorite Ninjago character? On an overall, it's very difficult. At the minute, it probably would be Jay. I really like Jay's story. I'm very interested to see where it goes. Overall, is a very difficult question. Let's see. Weren't his intentions just to enter them in the tournaments? Apparently, there was more to the story. Like, there was more to what he was meant to do. Let's see. Thoughts on Sora X Frack? I don't like banking in interesting. I don't like Ninjago ships unless they're confirmed, to be honest with you. I don't really like take much stock in them. But I would say if that's the avenue they're gonna go down, I'm not gonna like make a hate video on it, but I don't care necessarily. I don't know. I like Ninjago relationships are very interesting, but at the same time, I don't really take much stock in like unconfirmed relationships. Like unless it's like, you know, it's like locked in. You know, you got like your Zane and your Pixel, your Nier and Jay. What do you think of the relationship between the Five and Raz's master? Because we know they have some sort of connection. I think they were just vessels for Raz, you know, for whoever Raz's master is. I think the Five are just like more vessels of his will. Like, I don't think there's anything outside of it necessarily. What real life console do you think Jay would play on? Jay strikes me as a Nintendo fan. I don't know why. Jay strikes me as a massive Nintendo fan. I want your opinion. Dual Icon Raz or Rising Dragon and Base Lloyd? Or Rising Dragon and Base Lloyd in a fight, who wins? So Lloyd with Rising Dragon, but other than that, it's just his standard power set. Let's see. I think Lloyd would still have a good chance. Lloyd and Raz seem to be fairly equal in their power scale, but I think it would be a debate. Will you pick up the 15th anniversary set over the Dragon's Rising Season 4 sets after hearing the potential leaks for them? Well, we don't know outright the exclusive minifigures. Obviously, the whole thing is just like, ooh, Master of Lightning minifigure, you know, goes in this set, and that's fine. The collector in me is like begging me to do it like that. Like, we're gonna get like the Ninjago logo or whatever. Like those I'm gonna get. I would say most of the 15th anniversary sets that we know of so far have had some sort of appeal to me. I think they would be the most I buy in a wave. In terms of the season 4 sets, again, it kind of comes down to just my perception. I kind of just think of them as we go along. I'm gonna buy the blacksmith for sure. Yeah, 100%. The blacksmith sounds really cool. Again, if the leaks are to be believed, you know, a blacksmith with a new Ray and Maya would be really cool. For all we know, it could be like Kai in the Monstrosity set where he's referred to as the Master of Fire. Yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, regardless, it's either going to be Jay or Jay's mother. And either way, it's going to be a minifigure that I want. Let's see. Hope Ray's arm printing. Yeah, 100% Pel. Obviously, we got Ray, like the Season 7 Ray, which is a really nice minifigure. But I'm definitely hoping we do also get a... like the younger version where he has like the flame arms. I would really like that that piece. That would be a really cool piece. I put on the build competition. I won. Wow. Okay. I was gonna build something for the stream, but I just haven't gone around to it. Let's see. Jay strikes me as Team Sonic. Yeah. Is this a Minecraft server? Yes, it is. What's the IP? I don't know what it is off the top of my head. You can find it through Professor Plastic's Discord Digiverse server. So if you go over to his channel, it would be on there. Where is Plastic? Apparently kicking off about jeans. I think he's like having like issues with jeans or something. I wouldn't entirely know. Let's see. I was gonna say, Caitlin Bird MC in chat. That is wherever she is now. Like that's Kate over there. Like she knows more than me. We need to talk some sense into Weavy. No, if you heard our debate last night, me and him were back and forth last night. What's the deal with Fugidove? I think he's just living his life. I don't know. I don't think there's anything more to Fugidove right now. No, no, no. To be fair though, Kate does upload a lot of like content. You can just see me like everyone like Kate has a lot of videos where you'll just see me like in the background basically. Opinion on my theory of Lloyd's element being the quantum mechanics of life's electromagnetism being closely associated with creation, which the Overlord feeds on. I mean, fair. It would be a very big explanation for essentially a kid show. I like it personally, but I don't know if I think it would go over a lot of people's head. Let's see. Aside from Raz, who do you think has the most potential in Dragon's Rising Season 4 and beyond? Jay, 100%. Jay has so much potential, and if they don't stick the landing with him, it will be one of the biggest missed opportunities in all of Ninjago, 100%. Outside of Jay as well, outside of those two, just there's a couple, I guess, like most of the ninja. Why do I have item frames and no items? Well, this was a painting, and it vanished one day, and I haven't put it back. Oh, you're on about up here. These are meant to be for extra weapons. I haven't put them in there so far. And this is like my display case. And these are like the cool, like, you know, there's Plastic's heads. A son called Weevy's Lawyer. It was a crossbow that I was given on my first day. A banner, Witherose. I got Professor Plastic's a loser here. Let me in. Everyone's turning up. Just showcase a bigger painting. Wiry. I see what you're throwing down. Let's see. Let's see. Do you think Aaron's so-called potential means he's the strongest ninja in the future, or just character-wise? I think Aaron has the potential to be like one of the strongest ninjas, but I definitely think I definitely think there's a lot to be said when it comes to like Aaron's future. And I don't hate Wildfire. Hey guys, what do you think of this? Look at this. Look at this thing. Which came first, the Overlord or the Oni? The Oni. Let's see. This is a 20 by 15 painting. The shaders make it look so much creepy. Oh, I'm being attacked. Whoa, hey, buddy. Didn't realize I stared at someone. Whoops. You look lonely. I can fix that. Wait, what does that mean? I got my friends here. This is sick though. This is like 300 not paintings, 300 maps or something. The server has a thing where you can upload images. Let's see. You got an online simp? Congrats! Oh no. Right. I saw one about. I missed someone asked me a question. Whoever asked me about Colin Zane, I'm so sorry. I read it, but I can't see it. Please ask it again. Let's see. Do you want Aaron to gradually shatter his goodness by developing his spinjitzu? He does have shatter spin elements to his spinjitzu. The problem, okay, the thing is that with Aaron's spinjitzu, yes, it does have elements. It does have elements of like, you know, shatter spin or whatever. Like, it does have elements of it in his spinjitzu. It's not confirmed to be spinjitzu, and I think that's one of the problems with it. And if it does, I think it should. But at the same time, I just don't think they've outright confirmed it. I don't know. I think it's something to do with just strength, the red. Like, he's forcing it, you know. I think that's where it comes from. Also, Ninjago are no strangers to asset reuse. Let's see. You should check out the Ninjago stop motion community because it's so wholesome. Ninjago game. I don't personally do it, of course, but I've loved Ninjago stop motion for so long. It was like one of like the first like major things for Ninjago that I really enjoyed. You know, shout out to AL123 and D Tenaglia, the boys. Hey Weeby, how would you have handled Cole and Zane in DR Season 3? Give him something to do. The main thing is just that they go away. Like, they don't actually do much in the season because they don't literally give him anything. Because obviously Cole goes away with the Finders in Part 1, and Zane just goes to explore the Merged Realms in Part 2. So just simply have him be a part of the plot. That's all I want. Like, they don't need to have lore-defining, groundbreaking kind of developments in every single season. But just having them involved is a good thing. You know, because Season 2 Part 2 has all the ninja just involved, and it's really nice. And that's all I really ask. Hello, Roby. What is he doing here? This was a prank. This was a prank done on the person who lived here, but they're no longer on the server. But, yeah, we got to keep him. Let's see. Is the server public? Yes. If you go on to... like I said, the Digiverse Discord server is Professor Plastic's server. There are details on how to come onto Shintaro Craft. It's a lovely server. I love this server so much. It's a very chill, very friendly server. You know, it's just a good vibe. You know, it's nothing. Keeping Roby up is essential, real. It's just a very good vibe server. You know, I come on here just to chill. So, you know, if you want to join and you chill, you know, you're cool. You know, definitely hop on. It's really good. Have they seen the Walter gif? Probably not. Let me take them there. Would you ever consider doing videos on other TV shows or media on this channel? I mean, I wanted to, I mean, this channel initially had a lot of Transformers content on it. This isn't animated Walter, is it? Well, that's messed up, Walter. I would like to, but this channel's very much become Ninjago pilled. I've considered making a second channel with just general stuff, so expect that soon. Just when I get like the time to basically make those. Like, it wouldn't be as consistent as the Weeby channel, but it would definitely be something that I would want to get into. This is Walter. So yeah, definitely like more Weeby content down the line, but I think other stuff would just be on like another channel, and that other channel would be like it would be shows and movies and stuff like that. Like I would love to talk more about like Disney movies and Pixar. Like it's my bread and butter. That's also where then I would do more Transformers stuff as well. Let's see. I mean, yeah, everyone's loving the Breaking Bad. Would you say Aaron with potential is above Lloyd potential? Lloyd is stated to be the most potential in power. Plus, he has elemental master biology, and only biology, meaning he gets stronger / adapt as he fights. I think with the potential that Aaron has, I don't think he would be able to ever overpower like Lloyd's scale. Lloyd is the ultimate savior. When it comes down to it, he's the legendary Green Ninja, as it's put. So I don't think we'd ever see a case of Aaron being able to overpower Lloyd. I just think we're going to see a very powerful version of Aaron. Do you think there are other weapons we've seen so far that are secretly a Source Dragon icon like Raz's hammer? If so, which? I honestly don't think we have. Who should I showcase? Which, let me know what to showcase. I think, in terms of Source Dragon icons, I don't think there is, because ultimately, Raz would have gotten them by now. I don't think Raz would just leave Source Dragon icons out in the wind. What actually is a Source Dragon icon? It's always confused me. It's a weapon infused with Source Dragon energy, and also has the ability to summon the Source Dragon. So, for example, 3 currently exist, which one is Raz's hammer, which is obviously the Source Dragon icon of strength. So that has that has Source Dragon energy infused into it, and also could call on the Source Dragon of strength. You also have the sword, which Raz makes in Season 3 Part 2. It's not been confirmed whose it is. I personally think it's energy, or maybe even no, it's probably energy. I think it's energy anyway, and it could summon that Source Dragon. And then finally we have the one that Lloyd has, which is motions. So yeah, currently 3 of 7. Let's see. Do you think the Green Ninja title isn't as cool as in OG? As in OG, you'd be scared if you'd see the Green Ninja. You'd have Aura in Dragon's Rising. It's a bit diff. Do you think Lloyd would get Source Dragon energy from the Life Source Dragon? I think Lloyd's pure standard of Aura is relatively unharmed. He has some really cool feats in Dragon's Rising. Like he's still got it, in my opinion. Pray to Walter. Sorry, Walter. There you go. Thoughts on the Ninjago podcast? I actually haven't watched it. All I know of it is, like Future Dove and the Scrapyard Lady are dating. That's all I know. Yeah, I don't have much more to say on it apart from that. I mean, hey, if you want, I can do a video on it, dissecting it, but I just don't think there's enough there to really pique the interest. Let's see. Speaking of magazines, what do you think about rare minifigures? Example being Noct, Iron Baron, and Ice Emperor being more easily accessible thanks to them. I find it great for kids with low budgets. Honestly, I think the more Ninjago minifigures that are readily available, the better. I don't like the concept of I don't like the concept of like gatekeeping certain Ninjago minifigures. You know, as someone who has got a majority, like most of like all the rare Ninjago minifigures, I wish they were more accessible. Because there's some really cool prints, there's some really cool minifigures, and I think just guarding them behind this wall is just a shame. Because when it comes down to it, you know, the sets are made for kids, the minifigures are made for kids, and if you can't complete the Forbidden Five because, you know, Kerr, for example, is like really like expensive, then it's just a shame. I don't know. I just don't think there should be minifigures in particular that are just way too expensive. Let's see. Can I react to Ninjago in different languages and review their voice actors? Maybe one day. I don't know. I think my only thing would be I just wouldn't have too much to say. I mean, I could comment on whether or not it feels like their voice, but you know, the thing is that like depending on the language, you know, I may hear, for example, Ninjago in German, and I may think, oh well, that doesn't sound like Lloyd, but in reality, it is Lloyd to a lot of people. So I don't know if I'd have much of an opinion on that, so to speak. Which of the old side characters would you like to come back? Ooh. Again, that kind of depends. I don't know. W stack of Jobio heads. I think character I'd like to return. Masako. No. There's not really a character I'm like desperate to get back necessarily. Like, you know, I just want a character to come back for a reason. Like, you know, Darrett's cameo in season 3. Like, it's a little out of nowhere, but also, meh. Good location for the diamond farm. Spawn. 100% wiry. Spawn. Do we have any info on where Cyrus Borg is in Dragon's Rising? I'm assuming he's just kind of chilling in his tower. I don't think he's doing anything different. Do you think each realm is like a place in the universe, or each realm is its own universe? I would say each realm is its own universe. I would say they don't. The implication is that they don't sit on the same plane, so to speak. So I think it would make sense to say that they don't exist in any way, shape, or form in the exact same place. Would I consider doing a ranking of Ninjago episode titles? I mean, I guess. I have some that I like. But also, again, I don't know how I would determine it. Like, you know, Green Destiny's really cool. Endings is probably my favorite. It's another one of those, so that would be very difficult. Give me your organs. No thanks. I kind of like my organs. You know, they're pretty nice. You know, they're helpful. You know, Turn of the Tides. That's a pretty good one. What? How do I join? The Digiverse Discord server. The Professor Plastics Discord server. There's instructions on there. Like I said earlier, this is a very like chill vibe server. Like, you know, people just chill together. You know, this is, you know, a community area. You know, there's like, you know, this is like just a nice like chill place to go. You've got an advertisement board. You know, got my little message on there. But no, it's just a good vibe server. I think that's the best way of putting it. You should probably just link the pin the Digiverse link in chat. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have it. I just don't have it. Plastic will murder me for that, but no, I just simply don't have the link. If Plastic comes back, I'll ask him to drop a link, and I'll pin it. But you know, here's the hope Plastic doesn't come back, because he's like factually wrong on his Ninjago opinions. I can say that because we had a debate. Did I miss? No, I didn't. Oh, I did. Right, guys, I'm washed. I'm washed. All right. Plastic will never get on Shintaro Craft. Real. Bro's allergic to Shintaro Craft. What would you say is the main strength of the ninja, as in what helped them defeat so many villains? In the cheesiest way possible, is quite literally just the fact that they have unity. Like, you know, obviously unity is a very big theme currently in Ninjago in particular, but the ninja just act very well as a team. I don't think most of their feats would be able to be done without their, without their ability to be able to do everything as they do. What did Plastic say that was so wrong? Basically, the TLDR, because I'm going to summarize about like a 4-hour debate. Me and Plastic were having a debate on like the authenticity of Raz. And we had a discussion based on whether or not, basically, to boil it down in its simplest form, me and Plastic had a debate where I claimed that Raz did know that Aaron's parents were alive, whereas Plastic thinks that he didn't. And obviously, and it comes down to, and it it comes down to the fact that I think when Jay and Raz was talking, obviously Raz remarks that anything that Jay knew that he knows, and I think Raz at minimum would have asked Jay if his parents were actually alive, like Aaron's parents were alive, whereas Plastic thinks that it would just not be relevant to him, and that's why he wouldn't have known. I would like to know your opinion. He had some decent points. I just think he's factually wrong. Let's see. Of course he would know. Why else would Raz lead Aaron in alone? Lead in Icon alone can send them to the land of Lee. No. So Plastic believes that. Basically, Raz would have asked where his parents were, would have asked Jay where his parents were, and then Jay would have just said the land of Lee, and then Raz wouldn't have had any further questions. Whereas I believe Raz would have wanted to know whether or not his parents are actually alive. So I don't know. It was an interesting debate. We didn't actually get mad at each other, but we were shouting at each other. Let's see. I think it would be better if he didn't know. I think it would be better though. I think the thing is that if Raz did know, he could in my opinion, he could use that information to his advantage. I think there's a lot of caveats to the conversation. What do you think is the connection between creation and the 4 elements? Mainly the fact that just simply, they're the elements that actually create the land itself. You bring all those elements together and they're creation. They're the ingredients of creation, Do you think we will see any of Nardacon's crew now that the realms have merged? Personally, no. I don't think they would bring them back. I think it would just cause a lot of confusion. By the way, we're now at the base of a couple of people, mainly Plastic's house. This is Plastic's house. This is his sign. He's been live, laugh, looting. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Why don't you use video clips instead of still images in your videos? Copyright. Lego does not like it. It's a miracle that most people get away with it. Most people have their ways around it. I just simply don't. Also, still images helps me get my points across. It means I can show like a specific image that like demonstrates a certain point. Bring my Go Clancy back, real. In episode 3, Raz did say that they didn't save my drive and they didn't save your parents. Yeah, but that goes into the did he lie bit, you know? It's difficult. I don't know, bro. Isn't it possible that Raz asked Jay where Aaron's parents were? He says they're in the land of Ree. Raz goes there and finds the graves and says, "Welp, they're dead. How perfect." This is literally Plastic's argument, by the way. You're Plastic on an alt right now. Plastic's argument literally boiled down to that exact point. Like, he would find out, like, Land of Lee, he would go there, see the graves, and go, oh, there you go. But I just think it would be really weird if Raz didn't ask Jay just at the beginning, just, hey, are they alive or not? But they're fine with the clips being blurred in the background? Yes, because I'm obscuring them. You can't see them fully. Really weird. It's really weird loophole, basically. But yeah, everyone has their ways around it. Just the images are mine. Like Ninja Cole, for example, uses a border. Plastic and Krusty both use like just like seconds, like under 5-second clips. Yeah, stuff like that. Krusty's been absent for a while. Yeah, he has explained why. He like there was like he did like say about how like I don't want to summarize it because I feel like his words are best. But no, he's I think yeah, I think he's just like season 3. I think it was just a bit of a letdown basically for him. But he made a post about it on Reddit, I think it was. I think he like commented under a post about it on Reddit, on the Ninjago Reddit. But rest in peace to the goat Krusty. Not really. No, Krusty will be back. I mean, go watch Crustbound. Crustbound's so good. His second channel's great. It's not Ninjago, but it's a really fun thing. Do you think the role of Conduit has shown everything it's usable for in DR? Could he ask Source Dragons for powers, and if could give Conduit gold power, could Lloyd become Conduit for 6 Source Dragons and defeat Raz's Master? I don't know if there's a limit to how many like dragons you can be a Conduit for. That'd be an interesting theory. But I do think for the most part, it just seems to be locked into one. I don't think necessarily that you could just get golden power back from the Source Dragons, because golden power, well, it came from the first Spinjitzu Master, if anything. Let's see. Who's your favorite ship? I don't necessarily have one. Like I said, you got the official couples of Ninjago, and then that's kind of it for me. I just don't really subscribe to the ships thing. Why don't you show your face? Privacy. It's just easier for me. It's not that I'm like adamantly against it, but just as of now, I have no intention. I just think being faceless is easier. Yeah, it's just a simpler existence. It's the only thing that's actually stopping me from being a LAN, like being in LAN, which is really funny to me. I really wish Ninjago had more diverse species of dragons. Usually they're traditional Western dragons, but I'd love to see Eastern dragons someday. Maybe Lloyd Dragon form could be that. I do think they're leaning more into different types of dragons now. But yeah, I agree. It would be cool. What are you doing? Oh, well, this is my head draw. There's a lot of different heads. I can't imagine you having a real face. I only see you as that weird stick man. I mean, yeah, it's really funny in that regard. I mean, to me, like, I mean, yeah, in similar vein. I mean, I said this about like most Ninjago YouTubers. Like, the only Ninjago YouTuber that I know how they look is Ninjago, but that's because he's just shown his face. But for the rest of them, like Plastic said, he was in a he was in a pre-mark. Like, I can't imagine Plastic existing in real life. But no, I just think it's easier just being faceless. I don't know. Like I said, if the situation calls for it, I wouldn't mind. But I just think as of now, it's just much easier. I'm not going to go into details, but I have actually seen someone watching a video of mine in public. And that kind of reinforced to me the fact I should be faceless. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 4x4. Yay, there we go. Let's see. What's your favorite villain? And is there any villain you would like to bring back? Favorite villain? Raz, probably. Garmadon. Garmadon or Raz, depending on the day. Any villain to bring back? Not Nauticon. I don't want him back. I would say if I had to bring back a villain. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I actually really don't know the answer to that. I have to think about that one. How long till the Overlord's back? Next week. No, I don't think they'll touch him again. Hello, Sin. How do you make videos so fast? I'm ahead, is the summary of that. Like, I have a decent idea on what I need to do. Like, I have a good idea on like what I want to make. You know, I have ideas that stem all the way back to. You know, ideas that stem all the way back to December now. You know, I have a relatively big project coming up. So yeah, it's just I know what I want to do coming up. So yeah. And I like providing the content that I do. You know, three videos a week I think is a fun pace. I think it provides a lot of like interest and discussion, and yeah, I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it, to be honest with you. So yeah. Why does Cole Spinjitzu Burst look very similar to the Spinjitzu Lloyd does when he's powered up by the dragon in the Merge Part 2? I think Doc said like they're similar in nature, but they're not identical. Like, really weird kind of thing. Because like, remember, you know, ultimately a Spinjitzu Burst is just, you know, a lot of like the user's elemental power being surrounded by them. You know, and just like channeling that elemental power into Spinjitzu. And by all account, Lloyd basically does that when, you know, the Source Dragon links up with him. So, yeah, you know, they're kind of the same. Razmaster's the mailman, real. Do you think Golden Power is the essence of the Source Dragons, while Creation is the essence of the Mortal Dragons? I could see it. I haven't really thought too much on it, to be honest with you. I just don't think Golden Power is going to return, to be honest. I just can't see it coming back. If you could have two of the ninjas to protect you from the Overlord, who would it be? Lloyd and Cole. Easily. I feel like I'm the most protected with those two. Doc said the Source Dragons, the source of Golden Power, and that the first Ninjutsu Master was a conduit for 7 Source Dragons, and Lloyd is the chosen one. Source Dragon said, perhaps he was right about you. Maybe the first Ninjutsu Master told him about him. I guess Lloyd's the conduit for all 6. Wouldn't be shocked. I mean, yeah, I didn't see that post from Doc. If that's the case, then fair enough. Let's see. Do you think Raz wanted Lloyd to get powered up by the Matriarch? Potentially. Raz works in mysterious ways. I kind of assume for the most part, like, apart from stuff that's like outright explained as like Raz did not like that, I kind of assume Raz anticipated it. Um, do you think Raz's master's Garmadon? No, I I think Garmadon's on a very different path. I think Garmadon is not masterminding things like how like that basically. Need to fix my elytra soon. Have you ever played Shadow of Ronin? Love it. I love Shadow of Ronin. I 100%ed it before. I want to do more of a video on it. Like, obviously, I've talked about aspects of Shadow of Ronin, like, you know, its canonicity. But I would like to do just, like, an analysis, basically, on it. But I just haven't gotten to it, really. But I could do that soon if you want me to. Opinions on Raven King and its dethronement of Noct. Raven King? Am I missing something? Did I miss a day on Ninjago? Um, Whatever it is, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're referencing. Let's see. Who do you think Raz's master really is? It's difficult. I don't think we've had anything to imply who he is. I just think whatever Raz's master is, it's gonna be something new. I just don't think they're gonna retread over something that has already been done. Essentially, I'd be very shocked if they went down that route. I just don't think they would. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I need to look. Yeah. Thing is, I'm not overly familiar with Chima. If it's from Chima, I'm not. I'm just like not overly familiar with it. Let's see. How's his master's the friend we made along the way? Out of the ninja's powers, which one would you like to have? Their powers in current form, like, you know, again, like not taking into account golden power, because again, I feel like that's a no-brainer. If I could only have like one of their powers individually, probably Cole's. I do like the power of Earth. I do think that'd be a really cool power to have, you know, just on a day-to-day basis. Ninja Cole just did a retrospective on Chima. Yeah, he was he told me about the copyright issues and all that, and it was really funny. No, not funny. Wait, not funny in the sense of like he couldn't get his video out. More in the sense of just like I know he spent a long time on that video, so for him to just like have to wait, basically, you know, it's a shame. Do you think it's possible for the Overlord to be Raz's master? Yes, but I don't think they'd do it. I just don't think it's something that they would risk, especially after crystallized. Opinion on control, time control, everything. It's a interesting phrase. I don't think the elemental power of time is the strongest elemental power. It's one of the stronger ones, but I don't necessarily think it's like definitively if you got that power you're good. Like I just don't think that's the case. Let me turn off my volume for this area because of minecarts. It's a gold XP farm, and I'm gonna heal all my stuff here, but it's ridiculously loud. It's going through all these minecarts. I glaze Cole way too much. I mean, he's my favorite ninja. I don't know. I'm gonna go touch some grass. Have fun. I like Cole. I just think Cole overall is just an extremely fun ninja. I just don't have like a problem with him. Well, no, I think I think there's obviously an argument to be said that there are like bad instances for him. Like obviously he's got like his bad moments, but just on an overall, I really like him as a character. It's difficult to not like Cole for me. And everything's filled, done back up. The server is set up so well. I mean, I'm relatively new to the server, and just there's so much stuff that's been built. I love it. Do you guys like the Weavy banner, by the way? This was not built by me, but why do you think Aaron's such a natural at Spinjitzu? I think he's just, just simply put, where he loves the ninja so much. I just think he just got really good at it. Like, he spent presumably years just like trying to emulate what the ninja did. You know, he's so familiar with the ninja. He probably knows just how they did Spinjitzu move for move, and just where he's like repetitively done it for so long. Like, you know, naturally it's gonna work. Like, ultimately Spinjitzu is just a martial arts technique. You know? Like, the thing is that like, if it's just ultimately speaking, it's a martial arts technique. So theoretically anyone can learn it. I mean, look at Air Jitsu. Just, Yang students were just able to learn it by chance. And, Misako knew Spinjitzu, and she, isn't an elemental master. So it's difficult. Let's see. Is this server, is it a server with other Ninjago content creators? I'm the only active one. Other Ninjago content creators have been on here, but none of them play actively. Plastic is the second most likely for you to be able to see, but he doesn't really play much. Krusty used to play, like, a long time ago. His base was recently, like, rediscovered. Ninja Cole came on here once to check out some of the Ninjago builds, but that was about it. But, like, I was the most... like, Bricks by Mind was on here at one point, I believe. But in terms of it, I'm, like, the one you're most likely going to see on here at the minute. Do you think Frack's a good character? If... like, Season 2, Part 2, Frack's really good. He has one of the best scenes. Bricks by Mind was on the old Shintaro craft, not the new one. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Kate's got the lore. Yeah, Frack in Season 2, Part 2 is good. I just feel like he hasn't got much to do in Season 3. For how many more seasons would you like to have Raz as one of the main villains? I think Raz will be around for as long as Dragon's Rising is around. But I think as soon as, like, if the leak is true and Dragon's Rising is only 5 seasons, I think that will be the end of Raz from there onwards. I don't think Raz will succeed Dragon's Rising, because they'll want a new villain, definitely, by that point. If Kai couldn't do it if Kai couldn't do Spinjitzu when he lost his power, why couldn't Kai do it when he lost his powers to Sphera? Sorry. I think I think simply Kai just, like, Kai was basically stuck in a rut. Like, that's kind of my explanation for that. Oh, hi, Jopio. Like, Kai was basically just stuck in a rut. I think he could have, but he just didn't. Yeah, because there have been plenty of instances where the ninja don't have elemental power, but they do Spinjitzu. And I think that's, like, the biggest aspect for me. It's just, like, if they can do Spinjitzu, it just seems to be when they lose their powers, they almost just seem to not really do it as often. Like, the only time I can notably remember them doing it, like, when they don't have powers, is Possession. So, I don't know. I think it's just a case of they just don't, like, they just don't use it as often. They may have a belief that, like, maybe Spinjitzu just behaves differently when you don't have it. Not to mention, also, the Scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu, by all accounts, also wouldn't necessarily work on Kai, if the logic is to be believed. They did in Season 2. Yeah. They also did in Season 2. Do you think Master Wu has a Source Dragon icon? Personally, I don't think so. So this is the build of Haku in chat here. He built the fire temple. There's the sword of fire. And he has been cooking. Look at this place. I'm gonna just hold it like that so everyone can see. Very skilled builder. Do you watch and like Marvel movies and shows? Yeah, I like Marvel. It's really good. There's a couple of the more recent ones I haven't gotten to just from where I've been busy. But I definitely really like it on an overall. Would you think Master Wu would come back from The Departed? I mean, he's not departed. Mora confirms he's not. Let's see. Malra was a really good game. I probably should try it at some point. Let's see. Four Corners is here? I didn't know he was. Who would win, Kai or Nia? Depends on the circumstance. 100%. Season 6 or Dragon's Rising Season 2? Dragon's Rising Season 2 for me, 100%. Has much better moments. Do you believe that the Snake Generals were wasted? Wasted characters, not scales? Yes. I think they could have done more. Acidicus has some moments. Like, they tried to... DR Season 2, Mog Season 6. I think they tried to do more with, say, like, Acidicus, for example. But, like, Fangpire, whatever his name is, Scalador... You know, they all just kind of sit by the wayside. I think some of them haven't even had speaking lines since Season 2. I'm fairly certain some of them haven't. Let's see. Acidicus is my go-to reel. Oh, Plastic's back. Season 7 is worse than Season 11. Prove me wrong. Season 7 is more fun for me. Also, I prefer story elements to Season 7. Do you think Frack has snake abilities like Fangpire or the Hypnobrai? It depends on his breed, of snake. I would be very curious to know what he is specifically. Pun the Ugly Farms. Nah, you're good. I don't really get the Season 11 hate. No, neither do I. I think Season 11 has some really fun episodes. I just think on an overall... season, the Fire chapter for me, for example, really good start, really good, first episode, and, a really good end. And then the Ice chapter, I think, is, fairly consistent, but again, has some weak middle episodes. We need a Let Me See counter for Weeby. Yeah, Joe what, Bernard? Joe what? Banning you. No, I realized I was saying it a lot, 20 minutes ago. Do you think that there will ever be a good Ninjago game? I mean, I'd hope. And also, there is a good Ninjago game, Shadow Ronin. I think, and in terms of will we ever get a new good Ninjago game? Debatable. It comes down to whether or not they want to actually do, say, they want to approach, going into the original games, basically. Weavy, here's the deal. I've returned from Westfield and there were not anti-related things. An entire establishment, tower place for worse people. Yeah, well, do you know what? You deserve it for your terrible Ras takes last night. By the way, Plastic, it's a difficult consensus on our debate, but I think I win. They should make a Prime Empire game. I mean, we got Prime Empire mini games in Lego Party, if that's any incentive. I think it's pretty cool. Ninjago mod for the server. No, unfortunately, there's like no mods. I have client-side mods, like like mini-map stuff like that. I think it would be really cool if there was an actual Ninjago mod, but I don't think there's like a fully fleshed out Ninjago mod for Minecraft. If there's like secretly like some absolutely goated coder in chat, please cook a like really good Ninjago mod, and my life will be yours. What time is it in the UK? It is. What time is it in the UK? It's 4:30 for me currently in the afternoon on Saturday. Thoughts on Lego Party? Really fun. The only thing that's like a bit of a letdown for me is there's no public matchmaking. If there was public matchmaking, I would play it a lot more often. But unfortunately, it's not. So, I think I'm just like kind of. It's really fun just as long as we have enough people, basically. Well, like when I played with, like, when me, Krusty, Plastic, and Ninjago all played, that was a really fun session. Like, I had a lot of fun with that. It's just, if I could do it, like, if I could just have public matchmaking, it would just be, like, a net positive. Oh, hello, Super Mario. Do you think after Woo comes back, Lloyd will give his master title back to Woo? That'd be bad. That'd be a bad backtrack. I really hope Lloyd is still a master since it's his destined role, or they just get rid of the Lloyd arc. I do think Lloyd will maintain the Master Lloyd like thing he's going for, but I think he'll just be like the two of them like in line with each other. Like Lloyd will be master to the new students, but Woo will be the master to Lloyd. Like a master for a master. Favorite Ninjago season at the minute? Ooh, at the minute probably Dragon's Rising season 2. I don't know. But that's recency bias. Yeah, that's a difficult question. Well, season 8. I do love season 8. Let's see. Anyone think Karloff will come back as the Master of Metal? Unfortunately, I think if we didn't see them, like if we didn't see them at the Tournament of Sources, I do think unfortunately it just means that they're no longer the Elemental Master. Important question. Do you mean the island or Seabound? In relation to what, Pell, if you don't mind? Am I the only one's Frack to find out about Lloyd's Oni blood? I don't know if it'd make much of a difference. I don't know if Frack would care. Do you think there's more to Frack's powers that we haven't seen yet? Potentially. But I do think at the same time Frack's power is fairly to the point. I don't know what else to really say about it. Do you think Mora will return to the story again? Maybe. It depends if they need to. I wouldn't want them to bring back Mora just for the sake of it. Frack would. Oh no. He's here. Where is he? Don't know where he'd even be. Guys, should I go kill Plastic? If I don't get trapped in the fire. Have you been like messaging me, Plastic? Just quickly like check in. I've got like everything on Do Not Disturb right now. Can't see. Don't think he did. Weevil. Right. Weevil is another Roby mural. Okay. Weevil is. Is there any Weevils here? Oh, there's a fake Weevil head. Weevil is a name that's now associated with me in the server because I don't even know. There is a Weevil head. This is Weevil, but this is a fake Weevil head. Weevil is just like a nickname associated with me because of the server. But yeah, there is an official Weevil head that was auctioned off, but it's now like been locked away. The fake heads are everywhere. We need the Oni Lloyd back. I don't know. I am not malicious. This is. I don't even know what this is about. I'm innocent. There he is. Do I like Pokemon? Yes, I do like Pokemon. Don't play it too much, but I do like it. There it is. That's weird. Glitched out. Yeah, the huge Roby is something else. Do I kill him? Do I? Yeah, I do. Oh. I didn't expect him to go down that quick. He had arm. Oh yeah, I know where he got this from. But yeah, the attack. Oh yeah. Fun fact. This is a book. This is a book called The Attack that was written by Wiry, and it is the entirety of the episode, The Attack. Just the entire script. Crazy. Thank you for the pufferfish. I need my 3 things. Lloyd, master of the main 4 ninja plus Nia Wright. Also considering that Dragon's Ride in season 2, he was, and in season 8, he trained them and prepared for tournament sources. Kai fans raged at me for saying Master Lloyd of Kai. I just think it makes sense to believe that Lloyd, like if Master Wu returned, like Lloyd would just simply be like the master to the new pupils, and like I said, like Wu would be like an overseeing master. I think that's what makes the most sense. I don't know how else to put it necessarily. See, Plastic has a purpose because he doesn't come on this server. Just gonna let him like sit in the fact that he's live, laugh, looting in right now. Weekend whip. Just question mark. Where's Wildfire's mural? You're gonna have to ask Wiry. What? Oh, man. The British whip. Let's see. Will you ever do a collab with any Ninjago content creators? I mean, obviously I've got the quiz. That was really cool. There is something else coming up. I'm not gonna spoil anything. But like, you know, like maybe Plastic's gonna be in another video, for example. Like, okay, I'll ask it like this: is there anything that you would like? Are there any particular content creators you would want me to do something with, or is it just like a generally speaking kind of thing? Have you played Peak? No, but I did jokingly ask Ninja Call, Krusty, and Plastic if we should all play it, or it was brought up in some way. Krusty would be cool. Yeah, true. I mean, the problem is that the quiz obviously, like, he didn't had a recording issue. But I do want to get Krusty in on a proper video. You don't know where your nemesis mural is? There's no wildfire mural, and she's not my nemesis. Oh, is that how it went, Plastic? I mean, it'd be cool. Do you think that Wu is secretly evil in Dragon's Rising and planned all the events? Not really. I don't know. I don't think they'd make Wu evil. Yeah, people have been resorting to troll and Plastic with Zane. Also, this goes up to build height. Man. Right. Let's see. Comical pranks. No. Well, yeah. As long as they're not done on me. Let's see. Oh, I said it again. Oh, go away. We all know I repeat what I say. Wait, how did a Weavy banner get here? I don't remember this getting here. This is Mel's house. Yeah, there's Pell. Yeah, there it is. You gave Ismail a Weavy banner. Oh, I didn't know. Oh my. Okay. Back to the whole head thing. Yeah. There's a lot. What? Oh, okay. The server's not safe. Head. Alright. Bye, guys. Bye, Thunderlord. Lego should make shorts like the 10-year anniversary shorts about the first Ninjutsu Master. I think it's like the problem is with it is that the problem with like the first Ninjutsu Master, I think they're purposely like shrouding him in mystery. Right, who wins? Straight answer: Raz, Dual Icon, or Lloyd in Dragon's Rising. The straight answer, if you're looking for a yes or no, I don't have that as an answer. I would just say debatable. I don't know. It really does come down to a lot of different factors. But as a straight answer, I don't know. How do you think Jay lost his memory? I think he just simply has amnesia, unless it was like actively done to him. I just think the merge, like he was in a mech, like good chance he just crashed. Do you think the first Ninjutsu Master could come back as the realms are merged and everything? No, I think he's just chilling up in the grasslands. I don't think he would return now. I think there's no reason for him to return. Do you do power scaling? As in, like, could you elaborate on that, please? Christopher did things to Jay's brain. Real. damned experience. Plastic keeps alluding to the idea that he's actually going to play the game properly. Well, there it is. Right. Do you think Ninjago was ever just straight bad at one point? No. I think Ninjago has obviously had its weaker seasons, and I think that's obviously a factor. But I do think, in terms of like, was I ever sat there going, "Oh, Ninjago's bad now"? I've never come to that conclusion. I've just thought that there are weaker seasons. Is Nelson the Purple Ninja alive? Presumably. Power scaling is in like debating who's stronger, with show feats and making arguments of who's stronger and wins, and also not using doc statements as to who's stronger. Yeah, I'm not against it. Then, like, I'll be more than happy to debate it. It's just like certain things that just have so many caveats. Like obviously, like where you said like dual icon Raz versus just regular Lloyd. Like it's difficult because Raz, by all accounts, has got a power scaler, and Lloyd kind of doesn't. You're just asking for base Lloyd. Whereas like base Raz versus base Lloyd, I think Lloyd wins. Don't get into power scaling debates; they all suck. Yeah, but nah, it's fine. I mean, you think Raz didn't know Aaron's parents were alive, so you know. Right. How do you think the Ninjago story would be different if we went over the fence instead of Garmadon? I think for the most part, it would just it would go relatively in the same way. Because the whole point is that the Overlord establishes in Crystallize that everything that like Garmadon did and like everything that ever happened was all by his will. So if Wu was bitten by the Devourer instead, it basically would have done the exact same thing. Still probably resulting in Garmadon sacrificing himself in season 4 because that event has nothing to do with the bites. So it would just be like the first few seasons, Garmadon would just be the teacher instead of Wu. And then Wu would just take over after Garmadon leaves. Is there any Chad in the server who made the Land of Lee? Land of Lee currently doesn't exist. There is one thing. It's like a lot. There's like a place called like the Lava Cast, like the Land of the Lava Casts. Here it is. I can fly up to it. Or fly over to it. This is probably the closest thing currently to the Land of Lee. Is there? Would you want the merged lands to be reversed or stay in the future for the new sequel? I think it would be very disappointing if they reversed the merge. Personally, I think the merged lands have so much potential that can't be done in Just Dragons Rising. Why isn't my chunk loading? Weird. You know, I don't want the merge realms to go back. I think it would be a very big waste of potential, basically. Also, it means that it's no longer a case of going to a realm as a significant factor. It's just simply going to a new area. The only other thing though is just that the only thing that comes from it is just the fact that you can no longer do that whole the ninja in another realm kind of thing. But just with the merged realms, I just don't think it makes much of a difference. Oh yeah, I forgot how laggy this place is. But we're in the realm of lava cat, or the land of lava casts, and there's the portal gate. It's a cool place. It's a laggy place, but it's cool. This is really like. If you could get an entirely rewritten Dragon's Rise in season 3, would you? Um, maybe. I don't know. It's not a case of I don't think like I'm not like dissatisfied with the season 3 we got. I think there's a lot that could have been done, but I think it wouldn't really matter. I just think instead of like looking to season 3 and being like, "Oh, I wish they fixed season 3," I would much rather them now just look to season 4 and just do all they can to just continue with the standard that we expect. Do you think Garmadon comes back next season? I don't know. I don't know if Garmadon would. I think if it's Wu or Garmadon to come back, it's gonna be Wu, and I don't know if/when Wu will come back next season. Like Wu's clearly gonna have much more of a prevalent part in the season, but that's about it. Let's see. If you're able to make a character, would it be a boy or girl, and would they have powers or not? Would this person be in plastic left? Would this character be in the ninja team? That's the question. I love listening to your videos. Thank you very much. Just trying my best to pick on Kate. I just got a kebab. My man. Go on. Let's see. What do you think of What do you think of my theory that each of the source dragons is a different kind of dragon? I see strength as like a drake, and maybe flow as more of a Chinese serpent. I like that. I think it would be a cool way to differentiate the sources in more ways, but I don't know if they would like go that far into it. I just don't know like what we're gonna get in terms of the future of the source dragons. Like I think it's very clear that we will get them. It's just how is gonna be another question. Pell man. Next show should be a Serpentine Wars prequel. I think the only problem with that is that they're now looking to do the comics. Before the merge, do you think there was any way to get into any realm other than the Traveler's Tea, like the Cloud Kingdom? You could go through then the portal thing on the sky. The underworld changes places, etc. I mean, each realm seems to have some sort of like tunnel or gateway. Like obviously, apart from Traveler's Tea, like you could travel by dragon. Forever Rock, Chima reference. I think it makes sense to believe that there are ways. There's like a couple documented ways to get into the underworld, for example. So it would make sense that there are ways to get into other ones that are just not really discovered. Do you think Aaron not having an elemental power makes it more interesting? Yes. I think just make it like Sora has the elemental power. I think if we had both of them just doing the exact same thing, then I just don't think it would have been the best. What's the server IP? I wouldn't be able to tell you. It's on the Digiverse server. Let's see. I said it again, Pell. Pell, I'm going to time you out. Mario, Minecraft sucks. Scale Mario Kart, no. I also don't have a capture card, so morning, Jamie. Would you say Lloyd doesn't try as hard against villains in Dragon's Rising because he's stated to be at 20% stronger than the main 5 ninja combined, but in a few performances, Aaron / Nia have better showing. it would make sense that to an extent. It makes sense to an extent that Lloyd does pull back his punches. I mean, that's what Spider-Man does. So I wouldn't be like fully against that being the case, but I think it would just need to be fleshed out. We can contempt. Okay, classic. You know, shut it. Do you own any Ninjago sets? And if so, which one? I own a lot of Ninjago sets. I own every set that was released between Tournament of Elements and Legacy. Literally all of them. And I own a fair handful of them from then onwards. I own at least a set or two from each wave. I think I own more Dragon's Rising sets than I do 11-minute era sets specifically. But for the most part, I used to buy sets. I used to buy, like I said, I bought every wave, like every set, every wave, for a fair few years. But now I just buy the sets I like the look of, and then I buy the minifigures on Bricklink. And in terms of minifigures, I have about 80 to 85% of every Ninjago minifigure. I have a majority of the rare ones. I'm mainly missing armies in terms of my minifigure collections. Who'd you hate most, plastic or wildfire? Plastic. Why would you say Cole is your favorite ninja, even though he's been sidelined since forever? I like Cole because he has one of the most like caring personalities. I just think on an overall his personality is very charming. I think when they do give Cole attention, he is fantastic. I think he has one of the best backstories. I think he has some of the best soundtracks. I love the Shintaro theme that he has. I think just simply put, Cole just quite little. Like when they actually give Cole the attention, Cole gets a lot of good. So, yeah. Shintaro crap real. What's your biggest hope for season 4 Dragon's Rising? Don't mess up the power scaling. Not power scaling. You guys have gone in my head now. Don't mess up the power Fritz arc. Improve on don't mess up Aaron, because I'm worried about Aaron. Don't give like all these groups enough love, basically. Just don't nosedive. Just don't nosedive on a lot of the different character setups that we've gone, basically. That's my main thing. Weavy, be for real. You literally sent me a drunken rant about how much you hate Wildfire a few nights ago. Literally not. Fritz arc, Pell, just simply when Joe, how the ninja's powers are just not really working. Basically, I just refer to it as the Fritz arc. Do you think Kyoneer should have the Fire and Water Dragon back with the Elemental Sword? Do you mean the Fusion Blade? From season 7. I mean, if dragons were still part of the show, then yeah, but yeah, I mean, obviously elemental dragons aren't really a thing anymore. How do you think Jay will get his memory back? I just simply think he will have. I think he will just just gradually over time, basically. He very clearly has some sort of connection. He understands that there's a connection to Nia, and I think he's just going to explore that, and that will eventually lead to him realizing. Do I kill Jopio? Do I kill him? Do I kill him? Do you think they'll ever explain how Jay lost his memory? Presumably. But I just don't know if they want to bank in on it, basically. I nearly got killed. Whoops. Yeah, I do think they'll explain it when he gets his memories back. What are all the source dragons? Like, what are they the source of? Ooh, I don't know more off the top of my head. Strength, motion, flow, life. I don't remember the other three. Balance. I think. I don't know. I'm really bad at remembering them. Oh, they're fine. Uh-oh. Plastic. Plastic trying to get on this stream right now. He's like he constantly commenting because he wants to be in here. Did I say energy? Yeah. Right. Energy, flow, strength, motion, life. There's just two more I can't remember. Balance and focus. Okay. Are we betting on who's gonna win? I will not be joining the stream anyways. I'm playing Mario Kart. Good, didn't invite you. Way. How long's it been? 2.5 hours. I'm gonna wrap this up soon anyways. I do have stuff I need to do. I was actually originally gonna stream later, but I was like, no. I was like, I don't have time. Which Mario Kart? He's playing World. Do you think Zane and Pixel will help the ninja get out when he comes back from his honeymoon with Pixel? I don't know. I think that'll be more Cole's thing. Like Cole and Zane, if anything, but I don't know. I think they'll have Zane and Pixel come back, and then it'll be them and like it'll be those three who are gonna like try and stop Rallis or reactivate the gates. But I don't know how they're necessarily gonna navigate it. What do you think they should do with Zane? Anything. Give him something. Hello, Brooks. What's better, season 1 to 5 Zane or season 1 to 5 Cole? Ooh. There's nothing. Thank you, son. What's better, season... Probably Zane. Because Zane, at least during that time, Zane's got, like, his, like, sacrifice arc and coming back and everything like that. Like, during that time, Cole's got... like, Cole's, like, got, like, his moments, but, like, in the later seasons. Do you have a favorite music artist or group? Not necessarily. I just kind of enjoy, just, like, generally speaking, just all of the, like, just, like, any, like, general, like, artist. I don't really subscribe to the idea of, like, a specific genre or anything like that. It's so hard being a Zayn fan right now. Real. I like Zayn. It's just, yeah, it's tough. It just feels like the writers just don't know what they want to do with them. Weavy, do you think Dragon's Rising should link Conduit, Lloyd, and the 3 remaining Source Dragons even closer? With motion come to Lloyd more now, she doesn't have to worry about the other 3 on the council who left. Possibly. That might be an aspect they'd look at. He was good in the old days, but now he's a robot. He was still good as an android. I just think he I just think it's just a difficult time to figure out what to do. Got distracted by the chat then. Witch head. Let's see. Let's set it again. Hell's on me now. So the entire character is now based on being a robot. Yeah, no, that is like one of the major things when it does come to Zane specifically, and it is definitely something that makes me worry. But it's not like like it's completely done for, or whatever. Yo, still live? Yeah, but not for long, to be honest. I wanted to do like a solid like 2.5 hour stream basically, and we're at 2 hours 30 now. I'll go for like another like 15 minutes. Yeah. Well, I'm on Java or Bedrock. Java. Do you guys enjoy the streams? Like, I do want to know, because if you guys enjoy it, I will try and do it more often. They're still fighting out there, by the way. Yes. To be honest, I was worried it wasn't a good stream because I wanted to do something. Like, I wanted to like actually like build something. Like, I've got plans like for this base. Like, I want to put like a villager hall by here. I want to get like some animals somewhere, stuff stuff like that. But I just haven't done much. Just been talking. Let's kill Weavy now. Hey. Whoa! Hey, did you guys like my armor? Let me just guys, I'm being bullied. I'm being picked on. I definitely enjoy that. No, I'm glad you guys enjoy the stream. Next one's when you can build stuff. Yeah, to be fair, the stream has been more of like a showing people round kind of thing. Like I want to just just like show people the server. Shintaro Craft's a very good server. Oh god, here we go. Only problem is that this server is not updated fully. It's 21.1, so we're missing like happy ghasts and everything like that. We're waiting patiently for an update. I just like the interaction with chat. Nice for me to have in the background while doing something else. Yeah, no, I like that too. And shells, real. Do I like the copper golem? The potential of the copper golem is amazing. Like automated, storage systems is really cool, but it'd just be interesting to actually see. I've got a question. How in Season 5 the Ninja lost their power because of Lloyd, and now they reveal the Source Dragon? What's going on? Plot holes, inconsistencies, the Ninjago writers not really knowing what they wanted to do. Season 5 was also not written by Doc, so this is Doc's like interpretation of elemental power, like all the Source Dragon stuff. To me, newer information I consider correct information. So if the Source Dragon's power are all derived from, if elemental power is derived from the Source Dragons, I'm inclined to believe that over just simply the ninja's powers are reliant on Lloyd. I just kind of have to look at it with like a bit of a. I just kind of like have to just like close my eyes and just ignore the inconsistencies. But Ninjago plot holes. I think they're trying to kill me before I end the stream. What happens when a Source Dragon dies? I mean, don't know. I mean, Motion died. Well, was it Motion who they dig up? Or Balance? Or someone? I think it was Balance. Like, yeah, we don't know the consequence, of it. The land scream. True. Would you be interested in a non-Lego Ninjago series? As in, like, making videos on like non-Ninjago stuff? or just like generally speaking, like just series that I enjoy that's not Ninjago. Because I love TV and movie. We've lost the knockout tour. Yeah, have that. L. Let's see. What's your favorite series of my videos? I love Theories. Theories is great, obviously, and it's like one of like the first ones I did. Hot Takes is interesting. I think Hot Takes is really interesting. Headcanons is fun. Uh, hmm, I I would probably say Theories. I don't know. I do a lot of Ninjago theories. So I would say 100% theories. What inspired me to make videos? Uh, a handful of things really. The first thing for me was I've always loved Ninjago. I've always been around in terms of like Ninjago YouTube, like just watching videos that like I watch like early Krusty and stuff like that. Um, and it stemmed from me just like having these topics that I wanted to talk about, and just like a general love for video production in general. So I think it was just like a multitude of different things. It was just like it was a creative outlet. It was a place for me to just talk. Like I never expected it to get to the point where it is here, and for that I am like extremely thankful. Um, but yeah, I just wanted someone to talk. Like I never set out with the intention of getting like an audience left or uh like getting like an audience to listen or whatever. It's just by chance you guys like was interested in what I talked about, you know. So it came from that. Have you watched Game of Thrones? Fun fact, I actually haven't. Every time I've gone to watch it, I've just not. I know I need to. I know a lot about it, but that's about it. When the merge happened, Frack got the power of Quake and could instantly use it, but for Sora, she had to learn it, and back in the older season, the 4 Ninja had to learn this too. I mean, we don't actually see it. We don't know how, like how I don't know. Frack, people pick up powers at different scales. Would I ever make a Ninjago season if the people of Ninjago let me? No. I'm very much at the opinion of I am not a writer. I am not like qualified in any way, shape, or form to write a season of Ninjago. I will leave it to the professionals in their very capable hands. I don't think my opinions or my theories are good enough for an official Ninjago season. Let's see, like a Ninjago series that is not animated Lego. 7 again. Sorry, I don't know if I'm understanding. Like as in like, would I make videos on non-Ninjago or non-Lego series, or do I just watch other ones? Like, do you want to know like what other shows I like, basically? Just out of curiosity. Condensed energy of the 7 source dragons would have golden power in it, plus all elements since they're the source of these, and 7 source dragons make golden dragon cores to contain it, right? I mean, theoretically, it's just whether or not they want to reopen up on that. Oh, would I want them to make it? Would I want them to make an Ninjago series where they look like humans? Thank you, Wiry. What, like, as in like the live action movie, like a series version of the live action movie? Not really. I think they should just keep it to Lego. That's why I'm very curious to know if Yeah, okay. Sorry, 7. I didn't get it for a minute. But no, I don't know. I would prefer them to keep it to Lego. But I mean, the live action movie is kind of showing that they're not going to do that, so we'll have to see what happens. I mean, if the movie translates it fairly well, I wouldn't be opposed. I think he means either live action or like those 11-minute episodes. Yeah, if it was live, I just need to see how the movie goes. I feel like the Lego style holds it back in a way. I feel like you could have made that argument in early Ninjago, but not current Ninjago. I don't know. I think the animation's pretty good now. No, I'm not worried. Are the Dragon Cores icons? Because I heard that somewhere. No, they just seem to be a vessel for Source Dragon energy. I don't think they're necessarily icons. Also, there's 3 of them. It would consider them as like you'd have to consider them as like the icon for 3 different uh Source Dragons. Right. How could it? How could if Source Dragon give power when they die? They still give. I think this like it seems the Source Dragon's like power seems to be linked like fundamentally to just their soul. I think that's like the ultimate thing. How many icons do you think Raz will get in season 4? I reckon 2. I think we'll get like 2 more or something like that. I don't know. I don't think they'd do all 7. If the Jinn brings back Ninjago, will he bring the people who live there? Will they come back? I don't. Can a Jinn wish people back to life? Like like obviously, like Narcon brings back Delara, but not in like the literal sense. Like he didn't have like a physical body for Delara. He just put like his her soul back into Nia's body. Like that would rely on, wouldn't that rely essentially on being able on like Aracor basically being able to make bodies? I don't know how else to put it. Can't raise from the dead. I'm pretty sure, but like he brings back Delara's soul. I think that's the biggest thing. I think yeah, because he brought back Dragon. I don't know. It'd be difficult. Let's see. I said it again. Wish magic is confusing. Oh, 100%. Oh yeah, I have automatic sugarcane and bamboo. And someone who wants to kill me. Do you think there are more secrets of the Source Dragons? The Saw Dragon? Sorry, Sin. I'm gonna have to. As in Saw as in Source? I understand why they removed their Jitsu, but it's kind of sad because Yang's whole thing was that he wants to be remembered. Because they stopped using it, he's in way being forgotten. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that is just the case. I just think there was no escape in the fact, like, Air Jitsu was just simply too powerful, and I think that was the ultimate problem with it. Quickly making some more. Unlimited power. Oh. Oh, he's dead. Jopio is nice, I promise. Mostly. I'm guessing that was just going for his head. Yeah, there it is. The dragon of the elemental master of tech saves. Oh, Sora the dragon. Oh, okay. Um. Uh. Maybe I don't know. I feel like that's kind of gone by the side. Zan. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Joe Pio made Alex not trust him. That's harsh. Can a Jin wish for an elemental power? I don't know. That's a really good question, actually. I don't know if they could. I guess it depends. Why? I saw why you mentioned Doc. Yeah, I would like to say, yeah, just like I said, I will say this. I'm just a theorizer, a theorist. I don't know anything about the show in particular. I don't know any more than what you would know, basically. Although if Doc does want to tell me more, feel free. What is your favorite and least favorite Ninjago era? I'm assuming we're saying classic. Classic. What are we classing? Like season 1 through 7, season 8 through 10, and then season 11 through Crystallize, and then Dragon's Rising. Are those the eras that we're saying? OG Golden. OG Golden era? What's the Golden era? Golden Oni. Like OG is like. So OG, I'm guessing, is pilot through season 2. Golden is season 3 through 7. Oni's 8 through 10, 11 era, and then Dragon's Horizon. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Yeah, Golden era 3 through 7. Favorite to least favorite era. Favorite might be the Oni trilogy. I would say I could comfortably say that's my favorite era. Least favorite of all of those, 11-minute, but I don't really like the fact that it is. Eagle? Is Narcon still alive? Is Narcon still alive? Jay just wished nobody could ever find it. It never said he should die. Presumably, yeah, presumably he's just still in the teapot. Doesn't necessarily mean he's like still alive. He's just in this weird limbo because by all accounts, yeah, by all accounts, you would just assume that that like Narcon is just like in like a state of like back and forth. Like he's just in a state of like being but not. It's really weird. So technically he can come back. By all accounts, yeah. It just depends on the extent of Jay's wish. Because remember, like Jay's, like wish magic has so many weird rules. And there's a weird scale of power that came from Skybound. I mean, Clancy just casually said that, the Temple of Aegir will stand the test of time. And because of it, just suddenly the whole, like, the entire island just survived the reversion of Season 6. Why does the King Jin's son Narcon have worse and more restrictive wish rules than some random Jin Aracor? So this is what I was saying. So my whole point when it came to Aracor was, like, he seems to have more of an ability over Narcon. I don't think there's necessarily an explanation as to why, my only thought is just simply Aracor is just further along to restoring Ninjago than Narukon was. But Narukon was also a king. It's really weird. What if Aracor brings back Narukon? I don't think they would do that. What if it got rubbed by the wind? I don't think it's that. I don't think the wind's that strong. Or the Red Jinn wishes him back. I just don't think he would necessarily. I don't know. I don't think Arakor's overly interested. I think Arakor's just kind of doing his own thing. And I think just bringing back Narukon in that sense would just be a bit nah. Is there a 17th realm? The first Spinjitzu Master takes Lloyd to a place that looks like a realm. The grasslands just seems to exist in a really weird space. I don't think the grasslands is a realm per se. I have a bit of a personal theory that the beyond that Morrow refers to in season 3 part 1 is the grassland. Like, you know, the beyond is just the first Spinjitzu Master greeting them at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, grasslands are beyond the realms. Yeah, that's what I mean. But I do think the grasslands are where they go beyond after Morrow helps them. Weeby, how are you doing? Is there any chance you could decrease the pipe outro noise? Yes, I have been asked about it, and I will now decrease the pipe outro. It's meant to. It was. I framed it as being very like loud and abrupt, but if you guys would rather me turn it down, I will turn it down. I will go back. I will. I am going to re-render Monday's video just to be sure that it's like turned down. And the Overlord's Void is the same thing, but for the Overlord. Yeah, the Overlord's like weird existence. True. That's another one. I got a heart attack from the pipe sound at the end of the video. Yeah. It stems from the fact that I just didn't know what to put as an outro. Like, I wanted something to like round off the video, and I didn't know what else to put, so I just put like metal clang dot wav over thanks for watching. So yeah. Right. Favorite Ninjago set of all time? The Monastery from Legacy. I love it. I love it so much. Special shout out to the Samurai X Cave Chaos, the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, the Stealth Raider. I do really like that one. Yeah, there's a lot of really good ones. I went to therapy because of the outro. Oh, okay. Why don't you do a top 20 favorite and least favorite Ninjago sets? I could if you wanted. I would just probably do that though for. I could do it for a video. If you want it for a video, I'll do it. This J or old J? I like this J story. I do really like this J story. Is Wiry here to kill me? Who would win? Frohiki with infinite soup or Raz? Yeah, I can do a video based on like my favorite sets. Best set ways 9, 6, and 4. Mostly agree. Day of the Departed should be in that list as well. Do you think any of the ninja will die by the end of Dragon's Rising? No. I don't think they would commit to killing the ninja. If they did, it would be Zane, and it'd be a fake out. How does Traveler's Tea work? it seems to be some sort of concentrated time and space tea, basically, that just exists to be able to cut the fabric of reality to go to a different realm. There seems to be strength to Traveler's Tea. There seems to be a potency to Traveler's Tea. But it seems to also be limited in its capacity. Like it can't go to the departed realm. Um, it can't go to, it can't go to, like, it can't come back. Like, it's difficult to do it, to go back and forth from the Nether realm. It's tough. It's tough. Traveler's Tea is a really weird thing. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, no. Season 11 weirdly like says it can, but I don't. I think it's just a plot hole personally. Is Amber still alive? She wasn't at the Tournament of Elements. Do you mean the Tournament of Sources? Skylar's being described as still alive. I don't really know much more apart from that. Who do you think are in order are the top three most likely people for Raz's master? I really don't know. I just don't think Raz's master is a character we've been introduced to. I don't think it's a returning character either. Do you think the first Traveler's Tree was similar to the Source Dragon power tree that gave the power of Amber? Maybe? I don't know. Welcome back, Ismail. No, I don't believe. I don't believe Raz's master is the Source Dragon of Strength. I think it's been passively confirmed that it's not, like, outright. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense for it to be the Source Dragon of Strength. I may be wrong, but I don't think I am. Why didn't Near and Jay use the Traveler's Tea to go to a different realm when they were hiding from Nadakan? I think it's because they were just I think they, like, their plan was ultimately to be able to get the ninja back. I think they saw it as, like, ditching, essentially. I don't think they wanted to necessarily jump ship. And Nadakan then would have just been able to completely overturn Ninjago. Like, they would have been essentially abandoning the people, and I don't think they wanted to do that. Who would win? Frohiki with infinite super Raz? Probably Frohiki. If you could have an elemental power in real life, which would you choose? If it could be literally any of them, creation or, like, golden power, because min-maxing. If it was, if it can't be golden power, like if it can't literally just be god power, probably earth. I think it has, like, the most utility in real life. But time also is a good one. No, Kate, please. No, Kate. Forgot I had the, I forgot I had that. Whoops. Let's see. Not surface tension? Yeah, so, I mean, probably not. Imagine all the things you could do with the pause blade. I mean, if you had the power of time, you would just have the powers of time. You wouldn't have the time blades. Tech 100%. I mean, tech would be very useful in today's world, 100%. But I think I really like the power of Earth. I don't know. I think it would be really cool, like really useful. Let's see. Do you think the Source Dragons will come to Lloyd because of the Raz Master threat in season 5, and Lloyd will be the one who beats Raz's Master or Aaron because Aaron defeated Beatrix and Thunderfang twice? I really hope for Lloyd, not Aaron. I think the defeat of Raz's master, and then by extension Raz, will be more of a full team kind of thing. Um, I don't think it'll be something that will be accomplished by one specific person. You're a real Cole fan, aren't you? Yeah, I do. Does the power of Earth include Cole's strength? I think by extension it does, but also Cole has had his super strength without the power of Earth. But I do think it would be a side benefit. I forgot what the season is called, but is the series canon when all the ninja went into Zane's body, decoded? I don't know. I think it's. I don't think it's ever been explicitly stated to be or not. I don't. Wiry probably knows that. I'm expecting Wiry to be like, yeah, it is, but I wouldn't actually know for sure. Um, I think. I think it is. I think it is canon. Let's see. Do I add back on Discord? Uh, not not really. My list on Discord for the most part is other content creators, uh, and like a couple of like the Shintaro craft people who I like speak to a bit more. But for the most, my general thing is not to add back. Like I will say this: if you do want to like have a way to be in contact, like if you want to speak to me, honestly, the best way is the Digiverse server. Um, it's where I'm most active. It's the only server I'm actually in. I'm not on any other like Ninjago best like related server. Um, so if you want a way to talk to me, Digiverse. But also, just generally speaking, Digiverse is a fantastic server. It's really fun. I would recommend it. It is Professor Plastic server to be specific. Do you think Cole's lava arms will crack more and more? I don't think they are. I don't think they've gone worse. I think it's just yeah. Weavy give me free. Of course, he turns back up as soon as I mention Digiverse. Love your videos, Weavy. Thank you, Kian. I believe that's it. Do you think Lloyd's icon from Motion will be much use from Lloyd, or Lloyd gets icon from the Source Dragon of Life instead as well because Lloyd needs materials in terms of icons? Personally, I think they're just gonna have Raz take the icon. I don't think Lloyd will use it. Hello again, Crazy MD. Am I gonna stop the stream in a bit or later? How long have we got? 3 hours. Okay. I will probably go. I'll probably end in like 5-10 minutes, to be honest. Please read that aloud, Weavy. I doubt he's reading MC chat. Oh, Plastic. Wiry's offering you armor. If okay, I will say this. You guys, like I said, you guys are. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. 100%. I will make more of an effort to stream. I know of some time coming up that I could definitely stream. So if you do want more streams, I will do my best to do more streams. Because I do enjoy these. Let's see. Pel's going to say it again. Wanted to ask your opinion on the theory of Vengestone being the remnant or fossil of Oni and Kronos still being the leftover dragon bones over time. I think I made that point in a video before. I think it's called like Venge Zone, Ninjago's most valuable material, something like that. Um, yeah, I would make the argument that it is. I do think there has to be some sort of link because Vengestone does share very similar properties to like the Oni and the Dragon. So I do think it makes sense that there has to be some sort of interconnecting like aspect to them. Review one issue is after the 1 year time skip of DR season 1 and 2, and main ninja still couldn't get Sora to do Spinjitzu for a year. Yeah, but I think that kind of stems into Sora's doubt of being a ninja. That's kind of how I interpreted it. I interpreted it as Sora's just struggling with it, because you can make the argument that Aaron also didn't make too much in the way of progress. So on and so forth. So it's complicated. But I think that's kind of my thing. I also don't think they expected people to assume that there was such a time skip between season 1 and 2. But that would beg the question why there's so many Oni and Shintaro. You could argue it's just the rest in place of the Oni, like where a majority of the Oni just like where they just found themselves like laying to rest after the war. Because it's implied that the Oni did try to find them. Because if there's a lot of it in one place, it would imply that there was a lot of them in one place. And if an Oni army turned up, it'd make sense that essentially they would all convene in one particular area. When will Clancy return? I doubt it. Bye, Jopio. Shintaro, the city was underutilized? Yes, 100%. Did you know it is possible that Harumi kills her parents on Day of the Departed? I didn't know that. Wiry, I sniped the Wordle today. When realm quakes were happening, those that mean all the realms aren't all at the same spot. I feel like I never gave like Spawn enough of like a chance to show it off because this Spawn is crazy. Do you think Aaron leading the Arc Dragon was because Lloyd was too fast for him to follow? Feels like Lloyd purposely did it to let him feel good of himself. Also feel Lloyd glazed Aaron in part 2 to stay on the team. I would say... I just realized I also didn't have my sound back on. I would say Lloyd... I don't know. It felt like... Yeah, it did feel like a Lloyd just to make... a moment just for Lloyd to feel better, basically. I don't know how else to really interpret it apart from that. But I do think it was built up as a moment for Aaron to have like his moment, basically. Do you think we'll see Oni Lloyd again? Probably not. I don't think it would. Will we ever see the ninja's parents again? If the story calls for it, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know how else to interpret it apart from that. Wiry, I didn't cheat today's Wordle. Will you ever do a face reveal? Like I said, I think if the situation called for it, bye, pal. I think if the situation called for it, I would. Like, okay, not saying this would ever happen. I doubt it would. Say if, like, for example, I was invited out by Lego for, like, an event or something like that. I know what he looks like. No, you don't. if I was oh no, I'm staying. Oh. No, I think if Lego like invited me out for like an event or something and they were like, "Oh, blah blah blah." Like there was something like there was a reason for it, I would. But I think as it stands, I do enjoy the privacy. Um I did, I said this earlier on stream. I did have a situation where I once saw someone watching one of my videos in public. They were watching it well, I'll tell you this. They were just watching it in a McDonald's. And it was very sobering to see that happen. They were watching one of my theory videos. And I think that was the moment where I realized that it would be easier to stay faceless as of now. But yeah, if Lego wanna give me some preferential treatments, that's gotta be so uncomfortable. Yeah. Not in the literal sense of like I couldn't like stand it or whatever. It's more it was more the fact that I was just like it made it more real. I think that's the best summary of it for me. Because it was the moment where I went, oh, like people watch the videos. Because it was a weird feeling. That's just the best way to put it. Completely black with a white outline. He's very thin, almost stick figure like. For facial structure features, he has a crudely drawn smile. No, yeah, of course it would. Yeah, of course it's flattering. Of course it is. I'm not saying it's it's not. But like I said, I just think like for example, like I said, it was in a McDonald's. I was sat there. I was just trying to grab some food. Like it was a long day. Yeah, I think I was just like, I was like, it would just be easier. To say if by then you would like if he like saw me and then he would be like, oh, you're Weavy. I think that was where I was like, eh. He didn't deny it. That's why he actually looks like confirmed. Well, no, I think one day, like I said, one day I'll like pull up to a Lego event and I'll be like, by the way, I'm Weavy, and then it'll go from there. The only I know someone who theorized what I look like, who plays this server. He theorized on what I look like, and he reckons I look like the Dream. It's just an interesting one. What do you think about the idea that Thunderfang based some of its elements on existing sources as to mock them? Swarm for life, decay for flow, misfortune for balance, etc. I think it would make sense. Like again, because like, everything relies on balance in Ninjago. I wouldn't be shocked if Thunderfang is the counter to is providing the counters to the Source Dragons. Closest thing I've had to an experience like that is someone in Digiverse used a clip from one of my videos as a reaction before I even mentioned I had a channel. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. Like, luckily I haven't had that like an encounter like that since. I think it was just a 1 in a million fluke, to be honest. Do you think Cole is gay? I heard that he's gay, but I don't think it matters. The whole thing of like Cole being gay and everything, like it has caused a lot of debate within Ninjago, a lot of heat, and I personally just don't want to get involved in the discussion because I just want to just talk about Lego. I don't want to just talk about all the things that just get like so much controversy. Basically, I'd rather just focus on like the good parts of Ninjago personally. If Cole's gay, then it doesn't change anything about the character for me. I think if Cole's sexuality makes you like him more or like him less, then that's your own decision. But personally, I just don't think it's something that overly matters. Because people, like again, not to really get too far into it, but people are bringing up the subject of Cole's sexuality as in something that should be like, if he is in fact gay, then it's a bad thing. But if for one, it's not. For two, if that's your make or break for Ninjago, then I guess that's your make or break. But personally, I just think I don't really care. Like I don't know if it just doesn't matter. It just simply doesn't matter to me. Cole's still Cole at the end. Like Cole is still Cole. He's still the exact same Cole. You know? I don't know. That's the best way of putting it. WT. MC server or Discord? Digiverse is a Discord server. You can find it through Professor Plastic's channel. Would you change anything about Cole or any of the ninja? No. I really like their characters. I think, obviously, they got flaws, but they don't need to be perfect. I think they're just really fun characters, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, they have their good seasons, but they don't, and they have their bad seasons, but that doesn't matter to me. You know, we have those, you know, you have your Lloyd hype moments in aura because you have seen Lloyd maybe in a bad season. You know what I mean? Like if a character's just consistently good across the board, like that's great, but doesn't make or break. Cole feels like a different character to me with the new voice. To be honest, I'm personally of the belief that, like, I associate Kirby Morrow, rest in peace. I associate Kirby Morrow with Cole's original design, and then I associate new design Cole with Andrew Francis. Even though Kirby Morrow voiced plenty of new design Cole, but when I look at new Cole, I think more of Andrew Francis, and when I look at original Cole, I think more of Kirby Morrow. Let's see. Oh, Pal's gonna add to the counter. Let's see. I said it again. Raz or Garmadon in terms of character? Raz recently, but overall Garmadon. I mean, obviously Raz is more of the center stage, but I think Garmadon is just simply too fascinating of a character to ignore. Do you think Aaron will be the greatest ninja ever, like Lloyd said in season 1? I think it'll be crazy difficult to pass Lloyd after he did it. But it will be weird after Lloyd's statement if he didn't. I think Aaron has the potential to be a fantastic ninja, but I also don't know if I don't think he has to be better than Lloyd, like, analytically. I just think he just has to live up to the expectations of Lloyd. So, yeah, it's again another difficult one. Let's see. I did it again. Would you like to voice any of the ninja? No. I think all of the voice actors do a fantastic job. I don't think I don't hold a candle. I'm also not a voice actor. I would like to say that. If Ninjago for some reason decided to ask me to do like a background character, fine. Like I'm down. But I would also go on a limb and say that I wouldn't want to do a character, like I wouldn't want to take over as one of the main characters. That is way too much pressure. I talk about the show. I don't write the show or anything like that, you know. Why is that your starter word? What's my starter word? Which Ninjago character is most relatable? That's a good one. Thank you, Hassan. Most relatable to me. Don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I relate to all the ninja in a different way. They're all very relatable. I think that's one of the best things about it. I don't know. I just don't know if there's one specific ideology I would like to stick myself to. Do you think due to how Lloyd has Dragon only elemental master physiology / biology, that he'd at some point get as strong as the first Spinjitzu, the ultimate Spinjitzu master form in base, and I get stronger as he trains in age? I don't think he would ever get back to the ultimate Spinjitzu master. I think he could very easily. I think he could very easily just continue to grow in his strength, but I don't think he would ever get back to that point. I don't know. I think the ultimate Spinjitzu master is just something beyond the level of Lloyd now. Is Raz the first Spinjitzu master? I hope not. He wouldn't be, but I hope not. Raz the Overlord, please no. Funniest Garmadon? As in, like, the stages of Garmadon? Like, what? Like, define what I'm classifying as funniest. Do you think Nia will merge with the sea again, so she can 1v1? No, I don't think they'd remerge her. I think that's done. I don't think they'd get it back to that. Yeah, I think like that plot, is well and gone now. Seasons, movies, stages, the sort. Overall, the funniest Garmadon is probably Crystallized Garmadon. But with a really big shout out to Movie Garmadon. No, Movie Garmadon's really funny. Between Movie and Crystallized Garmadon, 100%. Think we'll see the Postman again? Yeah, probably as a cameo. Have I watched Stranger Things? I haven't. Who do you think Raz's master is? I don't know. As I did look in my recommended feed, Parachuting Kitten did just post a video called "I Know Who Raz's Master Is." So, if you do find yourself, wanting to watch a video after the stream, watch Parachuting Kitten's video because I'm gonna be watching it. Let's see. I did it again. Do you think? What do you think the Ninjago after Dragon's Rising will be like? Honestly, I think it's gonna just be another continuation. Like, not necessarily as much of a fresh start as like that we got like with Dragon's Rising. I just think it'll be a continuation, just under a different like subtitle, basically. Parachutin's great. She is great. She's a fantastic content creator. If you've somehow not watched any of her videos, please do after you watch every single Weevy video first. No, she's great though. She's actually like a good content creator. If she ever somehow finds me saying this, hello. Will it even still run after Dragon's Rising? Oh, 100%. Ninjago won't end. Ninjago makes Lego too much money. Ninjago is Lego's highest performing original IP in terms of their sets. Apart from City. What other shows did you watch this year? Ooh, that's good. That's a good question. I finally got around to watching The Boys. Bit too graphic for a Ninjago YouTube channel. I watched The Boys. There's some other ones I've watched, but that was like the last show I finished. Like, I never touched it until like a couple months ago. I spent like a month watching it all. Still streaming, yes. I keep saying I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it at 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'll do 5 more minutes. Watch Gen V. I have heard a lot of good about Gen V. I will get to that. Did you watch Andor? I watched the first episode of Andor and I just never went back to it. Not out of like me being like I didn't like this. It's just mainly just I never got back to it. Desktop tour when? No. My desktop is just like a couple games and like random files to do with like my channel. Would you say the Dragon Core powered Lloyd is basically Ultimate Spinjitzu Master powers but amplified by 7 Source Dragons? No, because Lloyd's elemental power is still his green energy power that we don't know the name of. I think it's just simply a case of I think it's just simply a case of like it's just Lloyd's power's amped up. Like golden power is very different to Lloyd's base element. Best Star Wars show for sure. Clearly you haven't watched Clone Wars. Oh, sorry. I love Clone Wars. I also like Bad Batch more than most. There's one for the Star Wars guys. I like that we call season 11 through 15 the Wild Brain era, despite the fact that Diaz also animated by Wild Brain. I think it's because I think it's just because like it's just where they came in. Like that's just like where they like just like started to like animate. I bounce between referring to it as the Wild Brain era and the 11-minute era. It depends on which one I watch. I say, but I probably call them that like an equal amount of times. But oh, we got some Bad Batch fans in here. Bad Batch is goated. What an ending. Let's see. Would you say Source Dragon Energy is greater than Elements? It depends. Sorry. It depends on how they utilize the elements, if anything. I'm stuck on Clone Wars Season 2, too much filler. It's still good. Yeah, Wiry, 100%. What are your thoughts on the upcoming live-action movie? I need to see more to believe it. I don't want to really pass much judgment on it until we actually like know, like, have an idea on what it looks like. I think it has the potential to be good, but I do think it also has the potential to just kind of fail at what it's going to try and do. Also, what collabs will we get? As in, like, who I want to collab with, or like what's like definitive? Just out of curiosity. I will say, I'll give you this. This is all I really want to give. In terms of like collaborative Circle Dragon. In terms of like what's next, like in terms of like what's next in terms of like collaboration. There is something in. I don't want to say what. I don't want to give much details. But there is something really cool in the works. Put it that way. It's just it's not really close to being done. Have you seen that Ninjago is coming to Fortnite? Yeah, it's gonna be funny. Oh, hey, where? What will the next What If video be about? There's been a couple that I've had. Oh, okay. There's a couple that I've had like an idea for. I'll give you this. There's a couple I've bounced between in particular that you know. But the next What If I'm picking between, just simply, what if Nia picked Cole? Just like as like a baseline of like, this is like, what it, like, that love triangle. Like, what if she ended up, doing, like, what if she ended up like picking Cole over Jay, basically, and like how that would affect things. That would be a shorter one. I'll say that. But I just got deja vu from the stream conversation. Well, yeah, pal, you got in my head. Yeah, so what if Nia picked Cole? Would have been cool. Or would be cool. The other one I considered is, Nah, I like the Nia pick Cole. Or the Great Devourers defeating the Junkyard. That's it. Actually, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Do you think Dragon's Rising has inconsistencies with narratives of the ninja like Lloyd and how stronger he should be? I feel like there's outliers. I think Dragon's Rising is just kind of the victim to like Netflix syndrome. That's kind of like my opinion. It's just like there's so much in Ninjago that's just like, it's Netflix for you. I don't know. Not much else to say on it apart from that. What if the ninja didn't lose their abilities every season? Is there any TV shows for me to watch that have a good story and has powers? Honestly, I wouldn't be the person to ask that question. What if Zane stopped dying? Okay. What if the Devourer never woke up? I mean, most of the show would be gone by then. Oh no, there is another what if coming. Like like I said, I slowed down on them. Like I took a temporary break from them because of the release of Part 2. But I definitely want to get back to them now. Yeah. Right. Right. It's been 3.5 hours. I think I'm gonna call it there. So I'm starting to feel my voice go. No. But I would like to say, I'll look you all in the eyes for this one. Go another hour before Joe Plastic. You stream. Go on, Plastic. Stream some Mario Kart. But as it stands, I'm gonna call it there for now. I'm gonna love and leave you all. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I will stream more. That is a money back guarantee. I don't want to slow down on streaming. I think it's been very good. Right. 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 We will be streaming again in 5 minutes. No, I won't be. As to say on the server, I don't know. I need to like go and like eat. That's the main thing. Just gonna have to do all there. Just gonna... Oh, this is my toolbox, by the way. Yeah. Right. Wait. Answer one more thing. Go on. Wait. What does someone? Is there one more thing someone wants to ask on? What's my favorite food? Is that the question? I don't know. I don't have a favorite food, to be honest. Do I have a schedule you're planning on for streaming? Not particularly. I would like to stream at least once a month, at the very least. Right. But I'm gonna call it there. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, my friends. I appreciate you all coming out. Oh, right. There we go. Right. What's my height? Is that? Oh man. Uh, I'll answer a Sounds one because that's a good one. Did the show actually become overall better in Dragon's Rising? I am at the opinion it is. I think Dragon's Rising has done a lot for Ninjago as a whole. And I think it's certainly course corrected a lot when it does come to Ninjago. Weavy, send me $10, pretty please. Plastic, if you donate to this stream right now, I will continue streaming. Don't do it because I won't. I won't actually. Yo, he's still live. Well, I'm about to be done. Right. Guys. I'm going to end now. Keep streaming. Because I keep getting distracted, you know. I want to talk to you guys more, but I do need to go. Fiery saying I am good, thank you. Yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Lie. No. I'm calling it there. I am calling it there. That is it. Jopio, man. Jopio. I'm gonna min max you. I said 10. No. What's my hair color? Brown. I'll give you that. Another hour. That doesn't mean another hour. Yeah, you don't have 10. See, I win. Right. I feel bad. Another hour. If fine. 5 more, I'll give you 5 more minutes. That's my caveat. 5 more minutes. I'll give you 5. Right, it's 3:37. 5 more minutes. 10 minutes surely. Man. What's the pin in my first ever school locker? 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I played wow. Have I played Silk Song? No. Think there'd be an episode dedicated to Lois powers explored in Dragon's Rising season 4, or half of an episode? I think it would be an overarching theme of the season itself. Jofio, I'll give you until it's 3. I've gone for 3 hours and 38. I'll give you 3 hours 45. So overall, it would be like 10. Am I European? The UK. We left the EU. I don't know. I don't know. I don't pay attention. Do you have a Minecraft channel? That'd be pretty cool. Nah, if my idea for a second channel went through, like, yeah, I want to do it at some point. I might do like a Minecraft video, but that's it. Like, just like a love letter to Minecraft. If I give you Discord Nitro, will you go for another hour? No. Plastic, you kept telling me about your money. You're fine. We can wait till next time. Guys, keep stalling. No, because this is bad. I'm assuming because I'm not saying no. All right. I hate you all. No, I don't. I love you all. No, I don't. You're all great. There you go. Do you think in season 4, in season 4 part 1, there'd be any fight scenes, or is it just Loyalists and the Monsters Ninja are going to fight? No, I think there will be fighting. I think there'll be a big bad. Kate strategically standing, by the way, in the back. If we keep throwing money at Weavy, this becomes a subathon. Plastic, you're not donating. I'm not. No, don't donate. That's the point. Do not. Don't. That's my. Just don't. Do you think in? Oh no, I answered that one. Ouch. Sorry. Don't know how did that come across on stream? I don't even know. What if they never stopped using elemental dragons or Jitsu? True. I think that'll be a decent one, but yeah, I don't know how much it would change. Guys, what is going on? Oh, Wirie's here now. Oh no. This is a communist live chat. Oh no. Oh no. I was gonna stream for like 2 hours. I'm not joking. The plan was to stream for 2 hours. If I give you my savings, will you stay? Don't you? No, I don't want you to. Weevy's actually baiting us into donating. Don't fall for Weevil's lies. I'm not. I'm fulfilling my obligation to Jopio. We don't want you to go and leave us. Damn, now I'm just getting guilt tripped. All my savings is £10, so haha. Yeah, but you could spend that £10 on yourself. So I recently watched one of your hot takes from a few months ago and realized you actually talked about one of my take on Wish and Woo stayed about the ninjas same age, 5 to 7 more seasons. Okay. I'm glad. Oh, thank you. You're elaborating. If I donate $100, can you say my YouTube handle? Yeah. Do I really want to make Plastic cry? Honestly, making Plastic cry is a net positive. How old's Nia and Jay? Depends on where and when you're on about, but my common consensus is like Jay is like a year older than Nia. Do you think filler episodes are a good thing? In taste, not all the time. Can you say Zane is the best Ninjago character? Zane is the best Ninjago character. Really hope Rise don't mess up Lloyd for season 4 part 1. He's getting explored so they can make... They put on my Tux armor, right? What do you think about the pin wars in your comment section? It's funny. I do try to, like, not do it as much now, but it is funny. I enjoy it. I think it's really funny. Let's see. Is that Minecraft server open or no? It's a part of the Digiverse Discord server. That is Professor Plastic's server. If you are interested in joining, go to Plastic's channel and hit unsubscribe, and you can go from there. How long is the stream going to continue? I said because Jopio donated $2, I said I will go until 3:45, which is in 1 minute. Do you think Woo will come out of the box in the season 4 part 1 finale? Personally, I think on the part 2 finale. Good news, guys. We've just told me at the end that he's going live again later. No. I gotta make my videos for you guys, you know. What are you guys doing? Can't look at chat for 1 minute. Getting absolutely slammed here. Right. You pointed out the problem of how it completely derailed the story as we know it post season 9, which is a fair point. Yeah. Oh, well, right. Can I please not lose my armor? Thank you. This is expensive art. Where's the leggings? I'm 14 tomorrow. Can I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday! I hope you have a good day. Which one of you guys has my boots? Just out of curiosity. If people were to send you drafts of a Ninjago season rewrite, would you make a video about it? I guess, but I don't know. I think it'd be difficult to do. I don't know, and it would rely on enough people doing it. Right, I gave a minute extra, so with that out of the way, I've fulfilled my obligation to Jopio, and I am gonna call it there for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I am thankful for everyone who has come out today. You're all absolute legends. I hope my stream was up to your stat. Plastic, stop it. You're not done yet. Release me from my torch another hour. Hey, I said if Plastic donated £10, I would for another hour, but he didn't. But with that out of the way, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm making Plastic the villain now. No, I do hope you guys enjoyed. I do hope my stream was enjoyable. Definitely went out for longer than I expected. Let me know, what you guys would like in other streams. If there's like any games in particular you'd want to see. If there's anything like any particular topics or anything like that, I would love to do some more planned stuff as well when it comes to the streams. But like I said, just let me know, and I will definitely take a look into it. But apart from that, I hope you all have everyone is absolutely like on the cusp of like losing it because Plastic is the one that no longer responded. Did Plastic secretly message me? I had him on mute personally. Oh, he did. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, he sent me a gif of Raz throwing something at Aaron. Have you played any Lego games? I do want to play through the entirety of the Ninjago movie video game. So that might be soon as well. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, I hope you guys have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, rest of your day. It depends when. For example, Caitlin Bird on screen right now. It's like 3 a.m. for her. But I hope you all have a lovely time. Wait, we do one more thing. What is it, Plastic? What is it, Plastic? You have a question. Plastic, man. Plastic. What do you want, Plastic? Yep, Plastic, yep. He's really dragging this out. I'm gonna track him down, I'm gonna hurt him, I'm gonna... Ninjago, right? Yeah, Ninjago, yeah. Plastic, man! Take him to my face? Oh no. What's your question about Ninjago, Plastic? Plastic. Professor Plastic. Imagine we just stopping the stream before Plastic can finish the question. Joe, that's a really good idea, Bernard. I might just do that. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Yeah, right. Plastic, you got one more message. If it's not a question, I'm ending stream. Thoughts? Well, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all had a lovely time. I had a great time. I'm glad. Jopio, thank you for the $2. It is highly appreciated. I hope you got right. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. The stream. Hope you all enjoyed these lot terrorizing me in the meantime. Hope you all enjoyed my amazing, armory. I have another question. No, you don't. You don't have a question, Plastic. But I am going to call it there. Hello, Aland. How are you, my friend? I need to. Joel, Plastic, you can DM me. It's fine, Plastic. It's fine. You got your DMs are open. You know. Your Plastic. Your DMs are right there. There's nothing. He just DM'd me saying 1 million more delays. Bernard, go on. What's your question? Okay, so yeah, okay, right, yeah, Bernard, yep. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, so about Ninjago, right? Yeah, about Ninjago. You need to learn how to say no in end stream. You're still live. You do this every day. Yeah, about Ninjago. You know the show. Yeah, no, I know Ninjago. Yeah, sure, yeah. Do you know what's actually even crazier, guys? Turns out I actually lied. I actually do know stuff from Doc himself, and Doc did say I can reveal the answer on who Raz's master actually is. And it's actually a fairly simple answer, actually. It's actually really fascinating to know that, Raz's master has been revealed to me, and exclusively here, I'm going to be telling you guys who his master actually is. Now, the answer to the all-important question of who the master of Raz is honestly, it's so cool. You ready? Raz's master is Professor Plastic. No. Raz's master himself is in